Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi pada pelajar-pelajar 6 semester 1 kohort 2022 di Kolej Tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama. Ya, hari ini dah hari Jumaat 30 Julai. Okey, bersamaan dengan 20 Zulhijjah. Ya, sedar tak sedar celik berjam mata ya, kita tengok hari ni dah hari kelima kita bersiaran dalam program Pdpr Khas yang dilaksanakan bagi memberi info dan pelbagai maklumat kepada pelajar baharu. Okey, selamat pagi Wafa, Yuvarani, selamat pagi. Okey, Lavinia, selamat pagi. Jivashini, selamat pagi. Okey, jadi cikgu ucapkan tahniah kepada semua pelajar yang telah awal-awal bersedia di hadapan gadget masing-masing untuk kita bersiaran. Okey, mungkin boleh kejutkan lagi kawan-kawan yang masih belum mula, yang masih belum tahu lagi dekat mana kita nak bersiaran, mungkin boleh ingatkan mereka supaya kita memperoleh pelbagai info hari ni ya. Baiklah, untuk hari kelima kita punya Pdpr Khas hari ini, kita hari ini sebenarnya lebih santai lah. Okay, sebab pelbagai info telah pun dikongsi kepada pelajar dari hari pertama sehinggalah hari keempat semalam. Okay, jadi cikgu harap info yang diperoleh itu dimanfaatkan sepenuhnya. Okay, Onzian dah masuk, selamat pagi. Okey, selamat pagi juga kepada guru-guru yang turut menyaksikan siaran ini, para pentadbir, mungkin juga ada ibu bapa ataupun penjaga yang meluangkan masa bersama dengan saya pada pagi ini. Baiklah, jadi untuk hari ini sebelum kita mula kepada beberapa hal yang selalu saya uruskan, saya ingin berkongsi ya kehadiran dalam kita punya slot Pdpr hari keempat, hari Khamis. Mesti pelajar tertanya-tanya kan, jika hari semalam cikgu bagi tahu kelas yang sehari sebelum tu UKM kehadiran penuh. Itu hari Rabu. Okey, jadi semalam hari Khamis kelas mana yang agaknya ada kehadiran penuh? Ada tak yang kehadiran penuh? Okay, sebenarnya cikgu lupa nak ingatkan, kita pada hari akhir nanti, itu pada hari Jumaat dalam sesi penutup, kita akan buat ataupun ada inisiatif ya untuk memberi award ataupun penganugerahan secara suka-suka kepada pelajar yang aktif sepanjang bersiaran ataupun di dalam ruangan chat Telegram ya, pelajar ataupun kelas yang bagus dari segi kehadiran, dan juga mungkin juga kita boleh lihat slot rating mana yang mendapat tontonan tertinggi. Okay, jadi kita tengok ramai lagi dah masuk, kita punya view semakin meningkat. Selamat pagi Tuan Nurmahani, yang antara pelajar yang memang selalu awal ni ya, cikgu memang dah cam dah nama. Binasini, Nadia, Tioh Yun Eun, selamat pagi. Okay, Muhammad Azman bin Jusoni, selamat pagi Cikgu Azman, Assalamualaikum. Cikgu Azman ni merupakan guru sejarah kita dan juga admin ICT ya, yang di belakang tabir bersama menjayakan kita punya program. Selamat pagi Cikgu Tawansi pun ada. Syarifil, Hazlin, Atira, Farzana Balki, selamat pagi semua. Putri Nur Sarah. Rafi, alhamdulillah hari ni Rafi awal. Jeffrey, dan beberapa pelajar lain. Tahniahlah cikgu ucapkan ya, ada peningkatan, ada inisiatif untuk terus mengikuti siaran. Maafkan saya. Baiklah, tadi cikgu bagi tahu kan, mesti ramai nak tahu. Dari kehadiran yang kita analisa, yang cikgu peroleh daripada Jawatankuasa Disiplin. Tahniah cikgu ucapkan kepada kelas apa agaknya? Kelas UM2. Tengok siapa yang dari kelas UM2. Tahniah kerana kehadiran penuh. Dalam kesemua slot yang ada hari ada yang kehadiran penuh. Ya, rendah UM2. Okay, manakala pada kelas-kelas lain masih ada lagi pelajar yang tidak menghadirkan diri ataupun tidak isi link kehadiran yang menyebabkan adalah nombor-nombor tertentu. Okey, mungkin cikgu bacalah sepintas lalu kelas UM1 ada 2 orang, UM3 5, UM4 8, UKM seorang kan, disebabkan oleh seorang je yang tak masuk, tak dapatlah. Okey, dan UITM 8 orang, USM 12, UUM 3, UTM 4, UIA ada 5 orang, UPM 7 dan UMS 3 pelajar yang tak hadir ataupun tak mengikuti slot kita ataupun tak isi kehadiran, terlupa. Okay, jadi itu adalah analisa yang diberikan oleh jawatankuasa disiplin. Okey, selamat pagi Puan Hanim binti Saleh. Assalamualaikum salam dia kata. Okey, Puan Hanim ingatkan jangan lupa isi borang vaksinasi yang baru. Baiklah ya, jika ada pelajar yang ada masalah berkaitan dengan vaksinasi, boleh berhubung dengan Puan Hanim lah ya. Okey, tahniah juga cikgu ucapkan mulai dari semalam dah ramai juga pelajar yang memaklumkan pada saya yang mereka mula mendapat temujanji dan juga ada juga yang terus mendapatkan suntikan. Jadi sebagai warga negara Malaysia yang cintakan negara, kita perlu sahutlah ya seruan daripada pihak kerajaan untuk sama-sama kita membentuk komuniti yang baik ya untuk mencegah penularan COVID ini daripada terus menghantui hidup kita selamanya. Okey, baiklah. Seterusnya okey, hari ini cikgu nak teruskan kepada beberapa prosedur ataupun perkara yang pentinglah sebagai housekeeping. Okey, yang pertama cikgu masih lagi nak ingatkan tentang pelajar yang masih belum mendaftar ya. Ingatkan kawan-kawan, kita cerita ni pada yang dah memang ada, tahniah, memang anda sangat bagus. Okey, jika ada lagi ya kawan-kawan yang masih belum mendaftar, masih boleh berbuat demikian. Okey, tetapi kita perlu ingat sebagai orang yang lambat masuk, lambat dapat info, kelas pilihan mereka sudah terhad. Okey, jadi untuk makluman semua, hari ini cikgu telah pun keluarkan senarai nama yang baru. Jadi cikgu minta semua pelajar semak nama anda berada di kelas mana, kerana pelajar yang ingin tukar jurusan telah pun cikgu tukar tempatnya dan diluluskan. Okey, jadi kamu boleh lihat dalam senarai nama hari ini, nama kamu telah berubah. Sekiranya sebelum ini telah masuk contohnya grup Telegram ataupun dalam Google Classroom, bolehlah beralih kepada kelas yang baru. Okey, jadi kalau ikut kita punya jumlah pelajar sehingga hari ini yang terkini diupdate adalah seramai 323 orang pelajar dan kelas yang penuh tu masih kelas yang sama ya. Bagi jurusan sains, pilihan mata pelajaran biologi tak ada masalah sebab kita ada 3 kelas yang sama bagi package yang sama. 3 kelas berlainan bagi package yang sama. Kelas UM4 iaitu bagi mata pelajaran fizik sebenarnya dah ramai ya, 36 orang. Okey, walau bagaimanapun mungkin jumlah ini akan berkurang sebab pelajar yang ingin berpindah, borang mereka masih dalam proses. Sekiranya permohonan diluluskan, jumlah ini akan berkurang. Baiklah, untuk package yang penuh seterusnya ialah pilihan 1 iaitu package kelas USM, Bahasa Melayu, Perniagaan dan juga Sejarah. Kelas ni memang terlalu ramai, ada 48 orang. Okay, diikuti juga dengan kelas pilihan perakaunan. Okay, pilihan perakaunan bagi kedua-dua kelas iaitu bagi package bagi kelas UIA dan juga UPM kedua-duanya telah penuh ya, melebihi 35 orang ya. Jadi kita buat masa sekarang kita tutup ya, kita tak benarkan pelajar yang baru nak daftar untuk masuk ke pilihan tersebut. Okey, antara kelas lain juga yang penuh ialah pilihan kelas Bahasa Melayu yang lain iaitu UKM dan juga UITM, iaitu pilihan mata pelajaran dia Bahasa Melayu, Ekonomi dan juga Sejarah telah penuh. Yang ada tinggal satu saja lagi kelas yang ada bahasa Melayu ialah kelas yang sains sukan. Okey, pilihan dia sains sukan, perniagaan dan juga bahasa Melayu. Okey, dan dua lagi kelas yang masih kosong iaitu package yang sama iaitu kelas UUM dan juga UTM. Okey, jadi kepada pelajar yang baru nak mendaftar, pilihan yang ada hanya pilihan package 3 untuk kelas sains sosial ya. Jurusan sains sosial, package 3 dan package 2 sahaja. Okay? Yang lain telah pun penuh. Okay? Jadi cikgu dah maklumkan di sini. Jadi cikgu harap tiada lagi pertanyaan ataupun kekeliruan semasa mengisi Google Form bagi pendaftaran baharu. Baiklah, perkara yang kedua ialah perkara berkaitan dengan tukar jurusan. Secara tak langsung cikgu pun dah maklumkan tadi, tukar jurusan ada dua kategori lah. Pertama, jurusan yang penting ialah daripada jurusan sains sosial, jurusan sains ke sains sosial. Dan sebab sains sosial ke sains memang tak dibenarkan, jadi urusan telah pun cikgu selesaikan. Panel telah pun meneliti dan juga telah meluluskan permintaan anda, permohonan anda. Okay, sebab anda mengikut prosedur yang betul, jadi pihak kolej telah sedia untuk meluluskan permohonan. Dan kelas pun telah diketahui pada hari ini. Okey, yang kedua, semalam juga cikgu ingatkan dari segi pertukaran dalam jurusan. Okey, jadi daripada permohonan yang cikgu peroleh, dari jurusan sains ke jurusan sains hanya ada seorang sahaja yang memohon, manakala dari jurusan sains sosial ke sains sosial hanya ada 5 permohonan. Dan permohonan juga telah diluluskan. Jadi kita tutuplah bahagian tukar jurusan ini kecuali untuk pelajar yang baru mendaftar sahaja. Itu pun jika berkenaan. Okey, jika ada persoalan pelajar sehingga bila boleh tukar jurusan ni, untuk yang dah daftar sebenarnya dah selesai. Okey, kecuali pelajar yang baru nak daftar. Okey, sehingga bila? Okey, seperti yang kamu dengar semalam taklimat daripada Ketua Jabatan Penilaian dan juga Pentaksiran, mulai minggu hadapan pendaftaran STPM semester 1 akan dimulakan. Hal ini bermakna apabila pelajar telah membuat permohonan untuk mendaftar STPM semester 1, maka pakej pelajaran yang ada dalam kelas masing-masing itu adalah dah terkunci lah, dah lock dah. Yang tu sahaja, tak boleh tukar lagi. Okay, sekiranya kamu nak tukar dan sebagainya, dia memerlukan banyak perkara lah, dan juga mungkin kalau dah daftar dengan MPM kena bayar denda dan sebagainya, melibatkan banyak perkara. Jadi cikgu harap semua orang berpuas hati dan juga tetaplah kekal berada di kelas yang telah diberi. Okey, jadi pendaftaran selesai, tukar jurusan juga selesai. Cikgu tak naklah lagi ada pelajar yang cikgu dah ingatkan kan, tak nak lagi PM tepi cikgu nak tiba-tiba nak tukar lagi dan sebagainya. Seharusnya perkara ni tidak berlaku. Baiklah, cikgu nak sentuh perkara ketiga berkenaan dengan pindah sekolah. Okey, tahniah, seramai 18 orang pelajar telah pun menghantar permohonan mengikut prosedur yang telah cikgu tetapkan. Dan mulai petang semalam, memang mula-mula cikgu cakap hari ni boleh ambil, tetapi Puan Hanim telah memaklumkan mulai petang semalam pelajar boleh ambil semula borang pada pondok Pengawal Keselamatan Kolej Tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama. Dan saya mohon pelajar menguruskan pada kadar yang segera. Okey, pelajar boleh menguruskan pada kadar yang segera. Bermaksud secepat mana anda melakukan tindakan, jadi permohonan tu akan diproses secepatnya. Sekiranya anda simpan sahaja borang yang telah ditandatangani oleh Tuan Pengetua tersebut, maka memang tidak akan mengubah apa-apa. Okey, jadi 18 orang telah mengisi dan sehingga malam tadi hanya ada 3 pelajar sahaja yang memaklumkan kepada saya dia nak ikut prosedur seterusnya lah bagi perpindahan ke SMJK Katolik Petaling Jaya. Okey, jadi cikgu beranggapan bakinya adalah pelajar yang nak ke desa mahkota. Okey, jadi untuk ke desa mahkota, kamu berurusan sendiri dengan PPD wilayah persekutuan. Okey. Jadi itu berkenaan dengan pindah sekolah ataupun pertukaran. Okey, cikgu ingatkan sekali lagi, sekiranya berurusan dengan pegawai PPD, okey, di mana-manalah di daerah Petaling Utama ataupun di daerah lain ya. Jagalah adab kita sebagai warga kolej. Kamu sekarang dah menjadi sebahagian daripada warga kolej. Jadi bila berurusan jagalah adab, okey. Dan juga ikutlah masa yang sesuai. Janganlah kamu hantar mesej ataupun email pada lewat malam dan mengharapkan jawapan sebab mereka biasanya akan ikut waktu pejabat. Okay, cikgu memang seperti yang cikgu maklumkan, kamu boleh mesej cikgu bila-bila tapi kalau boleh jagalah adab ya. Okay, jadi itu peringatan ya, cikgu mendidik supaya kita akan dipandang sebagai warga kolej, pelajar yang nampak bijak, nampak matang, sebab itulah pembawaan ya bagi pelajar tingkatan 6. Okay, jadi cikgu juga nak ingatkan kepada pelajar berkaitan dengan tukar jurusan ini, sekiranya kamu memperoleh permohonan tersebut diluluskan, mohon maklumkan kepada kami bagi tujuan membuang nama lah. Macam tu. Sepatutnya satu salinan daripada borang permohonan tu perlu dihantar semula kepada pihak sekolah. Okay, ataupun sekurang-kurangnya memaklumkan kepada saya bagi tujuan selanjutnya. Okey, sekiranya pelajar tidak diluluskan, anda jangan risau, nama anda kekal dalam senarai pelajar kolej. Okey, maksudnya selagi tak dapat feedback, tak dapat permohonan tu tak pasti diluluskan atau tak, kami tak buang lagi nama anda. Okey, sehinggalah sampai masa yang tertentu nanti, sekiranya tak dapat dikenapasi, kami akan carilah berdasarkan maklumat yang kami ada. Okey, jadi cikgu mohon pelajar bertanggungjawab, sekiranya dapat pindah memaklumkan dan sekiranya tak dapat jangan risau. Okey, terus ikuti kita punya sesi Pdpr seperti biasa sebab semua maklumat telah ada ya. Okey, seterusnya cikgu nak ingatkan sekali lagi pada siapa yang masih blur, tak tahu kat mana, semua maklumat kita ada dalam Google Sites dan Encik Rosli sentiasa membantu mengemaskini apa-apa maklumat yang baharu dalam Google Sites. Okey, dalam Google Sites ni semua perkara pelajar boleh cari. Okey, borang, taklimat dan sebagainya, maklumat guru, semua ada di dalam Google Site tersebut. Okey, selain pada Google Site, kita juga kita ada saluran Telegram. Okey, selagi pelajar belum keluar, masih dibenarkan berada dalam situ. Tetapi sekiranya pelajar telah menolak tawaran, telah buat keputusan ingin melanjutkan pelajaran ke IPT, bolehlah mengundurkan diri, tak ada masalah ya. Okey, selain itu kita juga ada Instagram College T6BU yang sentiasa juga mengemaskini apa-apa maklumat yang baharu. Okay, juga kita ada Facebook. Cikgu lupa nak maklumkan tentang kita punya media lagi satu iaitu kita juga ada Facebook. Jadi keempat-empat media ini sepatutnya pelajar selalu lihatlah untuk mengetahui apa-apa perkara yang baru ataupun pemakluman. Okey, jadi cikgu harap tak ada lagi pelajar yang ketinggalan maklumat sehingga menyebabkan apa-apa kesulitan. Okey, baiklah. Jadi cikgu dah selesai hal pendaftaran. Okey, cikgu lupa. Bahagian pindah sekolah ni juga, okey, sekiranya ada lagi. Okey, yang cikgu cerita tadi 18 orang dah selesai. Sekiranya ada lagi pelajar yang nak pindah sekolah, Okey, urusan dia macam mana? Okey, akan cikgu uruskan secara pukal ataupun individu. Maksudnya kalau pukal macam kes nak ke luar daripada daerah, desa mahkota khasnya ataupun Shah Alam dan sebagainya, okay, cikgu akan kumpulkan dalam info dalam Telegram. Cikgu akan maklumkan sekiranya ada PM dengan saya, kemudian saya akan kumpulkan, saya akan beri tarikh untuk hantar lagi ke sekolah, ke dalam kotak, letakkan ke dalam kotak pengawal, dan hari apa pula pengetua ataupun pentadbir akan tanda tangan, cikgu akan maklumkan dan bila pula akan ambil. Itu maksudnya secara pukal, cikgu akan kumpul beberapa orang punya lah, maksudnya cikgu tak secara individu. Yang individu yang cikgu tekankan di sini ialah bagi pelajar yang nak ke kolej tingkatan 6 PJ. Okey, tapi sampai bila juga ni? Okey, sampai pelajar mula mendaftar peperiksaan semester 1. Sebab bila kita dah daftar peperiksaan semester 1, pakej mata pelajaran tu adalah tetap untuk peperiksaan. Kecuali pelajar memperoleh sekolah ataupun kolej baharu yang menawarkan pakej yang sama, baru boleh pindah, baru boleh mohon pindah. Okay, sekiranya pelajar mendapat contohnya nak pindah ke negeri lain, okay, mungkin tiba-tiba nak balik kampung dan sebagainya, pastikan sekolah baru itu juga menawarkan pakej yang sama. Sekiranya pakej tak sama, tak boleh. Okay, jadi kesimpulan dia macam inilah. Sekali saja kita dah daftar, selesai urusan pendaftaran peperiksaan seperti yang Puan Syida maklumkan semalam, semua perkara telah terbatas. Semua perkara telah terbatas. Tukar jurusan dah tak boleh, nak pindah sekolah boleh kalau pakej yang sama. Kalau tak ada pakej yang sama, tak boleh. Okay, jadi cikgu harap pelajar jelas tentang perkara ini. Okay. Okey, baiklah. Seterusnya, cikgu nak ingatkan pelajar supaya setiap, okey, dah selesai yang bahagian housekeeping. Jadi cikgu sekadar mengingatkan sahaja ya, perkara ni memang cikgu cakap perkara yang sama setiap hari. Okey, jadi jangan lupa isi kehadiran bagi setiap slot, sebab slot kita hari ini selepas housekeeping pada slot kedua iaitu pada pukul 10 hingga 11 pagi, pelajar akan bertemu dengan senior, okay, dengan bekas pelajar, iaitu dalam satu slot forum flying high, ya. Okay, jadi kamu boleh lihat bekas pelajar kita ya yang cemerlang, okay, ingin memberi maklum balas dan juga pengalaman mereka sepanjang berada di Kolej Tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama dan juga pencapaian dalam peperiksaan. Okay, forum ini akan dikendalikan oleh moderator Puan Doreen sebentar lagi. Jadi mana-mana pelajar yang masih belum menonton, ingatkan sangat menarik ya. Sebab kita dengar pandangan daripada pelajar sendiri. Mungkin cikgu kata, bila cikgu beri nasihat, oh ni orang tua cakap dengan pelajar. Ini kita dengar budak-budak cakap dengan budak-budak. Bahasa budak-budak. Okay, jadi sebenarnya cikgu faham pelajar lebih suka secara santai, program yang secara santai begini. Jadi jangan lepaskan peluang untuk menonton siaran kedua selepas ni, iaitu slot forum. Okay, kemudian kita akan berehat sekejap sahaja, 15 minit. Kita akan mula pula pada slot ketiga, iaitu pada pukul 11.15 hingga 12.15 bersama juga dengan Puan Doreen yang akan mengacarakannya, iaitu slot Talking the Bulls by the Horns. Puan Doreen sangat menarik cikgu muid yang pandai bercakap, pandai memberi semangat, motivasi kepada pelajar. Pasti kamu tertawan apabila mendengar pembentangan beliau nanti. Okey, dan selepas tu pukul 12.15 kita berhenti rehat. Kita akan sambung slot yang terakhir pada hari Jumaat ni. Sekejap saja slot dia, lebih kurang 30 minit. Selepas Zuhur, selepas makan dan rehat semua, kita akan mula balik dengan slot keempat pukul 2.30 hingga 3 petang, iaitu slot yang akan disampaikan oleh Puan Hanim binti Saleh, penolong kanan hal ehwal murid kolej kita. Okay. Jadi slot ini sangat penting untuk kita mengetahui hal-hal yang berkaitan dengan HAM dan juga yang mengikut SOP yang telah ditetapkan oleh KPM. Sekiranya kita akan berhadapan ataupun bersemuka, pengajaran secara bersemuka nanti. Okay, bila tarikh tu kita tunggu sahaja makluman daripada KPM. Okay, baiklah, jadi cikgu harap untuk hari ini semua pelajar dapat meluangkan masa mendengar, bersiaran bersama-sama. Jangan lupa subscribe YouTube Kolej Tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama dan tekan butang like lah kan. Kalau kita tak sokong kita punya siaran, kita punya saluran sendiri, siapa lagi yang kita nak harapkan? Okey, jadi cikgu sangat berharap semua pelajar mengikuti dan juga mendapat manfaat daripada program yang dirancang ini. Okey, ada soalan tak apa-apa? Okey, cikgu tak nampak pun ada soalan. Okey, jadi kalau tak ada apa-apa, itu sahaja maklumat daripada saya. Jangan lupa kita punya program ini belum berakhir lagi minggu ini. Minggu hadapan pada hari Isnin kita akan bersiaran lagi untuk slot yang terakhir, iaitu program ini akan berakhir pada hari Isnin, itu bagi majlis penutup. Okey, jadi cikgu harap momentum kamu kekal, bersemangat. Okay, jangan putus asa sebab kena ada semangat yang kuat kan, sebab kita nak mulakan sesuatu yang baru. Baiklah, sehingga berjumpa lagi pada hari Isnin bersama penyelaras anda Puan Nur Azhar binti Makno. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for yourself and you gon' find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, and the world's gonna know your name. You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, and the world's gonna know your name. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You're a champion. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians. Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck, dedicate yourself and you go find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, and the world's gonna know your name. You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold, breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't ever gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name, cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Politicians, be preachers, yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians. be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Yeah. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. The walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians.
Teachers for teaching us and also guiding us to be the best version of ourselves.
Hello, I would like to say thank you to the teachers teaching us in school, guide us in the life. So I would like to say thank you.
I would like to say thank you to all the teachers in 26 BU. So thank you for your all guidance. I really appreciate of your teaching and I love you.
No words can explain how grateful I am for all your hard work and efforts in bringing out the best in me. Thank you for everything.
这里要祝全天下的老师教师节快乐哟！
To all of the teachers, I want to say thank you for teaching and for taking care of us while we're in school.
Happy Teachers Day, everyone.
Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day!
Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day!
Happy Teachers Day.
the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself.
Standing in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
and the world's gonna know your name.
yeah.
'Cause you burn with the God's flame,
Yeah,
and the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls to the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
you could be the hero, get the gold. Breaking all the records he thought never could be broke.
Do it for your people, do it for your pride. And you're never gonna know if you never even try.
Do it for your country, do it for your name. 'Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the God's flame, and the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. The walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of your program Pdpr Khas. I'm Puan Doreen, and this morning I would like to share with you stories. Now, the past few days, we've listened to a lot of information about exams, about career, about the options that you can take, about discipline. So today, let's relax. It's Friday, it's casual Friday. So let's relax a little bit and listen to stories from 4 of your seniors who have walked this path of towards STPM before you. So they would have valuable experiences to share with you. So let me introduce you to the panel of speakers for this morning. The first speaker who's here to share with you would be Muhammad Shafiq first, Muhammad Shafiq bin Shafi'i. He was formerly from 6 UTM and he managed a CGPA of 3.59 in his STPM. Welcome, Shafiq.
Hi,
Our
Ponoreen. Hi.
Yeah, it's a little bit of delay. Hi, Shafiq. All right. The second speaker would be Lia Shamimi binti Muhammad Hisham. She was from 6 UKM and she managed a CGPA of 3.59. Very impressive. And you can see her among her achievements on the screen right there, Muet Band 5. And her motto, no matter how many times you fail, never give up and move forward. Welcome to the show, Leah.
Morning. Hi, teacher.
Hi. Our third speaker for this morning will be Tan Jessie. And Jessie came from the science stream. She was a student last year as well. And she has a very impressive track record because she managed to score 4 A's, 4 flats. And that's an amazing achievement on her part. And not only that, she managed a band 6 in her MUET exam. And if you know how MUET exams go, only a handful of students managed at band 6. Her motto in life is, I am the master of me. And I like that very much. I am the master of me. I'm responsible for what happens in my life. And I think she has shown that she has mastered quite a lot in her life. The last, hi, Jessie.
Hi, Ponoreen.
Yeah. And the final panelist this morning is someone a little bit more senior, Ong Yong Shun. Now, he came from 6 UM5. He was a science student. And I will let him tell you a little bit more about him later on. But enough for you to know right now, he's quite an interesting character. He is the founder and creator of this app called Jom Study. He is a tutor for piano. And right now, he's taking accountancy in one of the private colleges. Welcome back, Yongshun.
Very good morning, Pandoreen and everyone.
Okay. All right. So let's get started because we only have 1 hour for 4 of them to share, and they've got quite a lot to tell you this morning. How this would go is they would share their stories with you, and towards the end, if we have time, and we're hoping we would have time, then we'll open the floor up to some Q&A. So if you have questions to ask any of these panelists, perhaps you would jot it down and later on or put it up on the screen, and later on we'll try and tackle some of these questions. Okay, are we ready? All right. The first question that I think it's a very basic question that everyone has in mind, and you as the audience probably would have this in mind as well. Why Form 6? Why Form 6 and not all the other options available out there? Why not private colleges? Why not you can go into university as well with your SPM results? Why not matriculation? Why not go out and work? Why not get married? So many other options out there, right? So why Form 6? And let's start off this morning with Leah. Leah, would you like to share?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. A very good morning, everyone. So I think why do I choose Form 6 is because I think Form 6 give me a better chance to further my studies untuk the course that I want, because actually the course that I want is law tau. Since I was 15, I was very interested in taking laws. But then I was in a science stream, so I couldn't go to the course that I want because a bit susah lah untuk I pergi law punya course because I was in science stream before. So I think bila I choose Form 6, dia akan give me a better path pathway untuk I sambung dalam course law. Even sekarang pun I have a few tawaran from UM and from UIA untuk interview for course law. So I think Form 6 ni really betul-betul memang help me to choose this pathway, which is I nak ambil law. So dia memang it's easiest way. Plus dia satu jalan yang singkat and dia diiktiraf oleh ramai, oleh banyak universiti, not just universiti tempatan but then international universities juga. So kenapa I say dia jalan yang singkat? Because if you take diploma so be 3 years kan. So tapi kalau you ambil STPM will be 1.5 years only. So I think taking STPM is like jalan yang singkat and it's easy for me untuk pilih the course that I want. Yeah. That's from
All right, thank you, Leah, and congratulations on the offers from UM and the other universities.
Thank you.
Okay, macam mana pula dengan Syafiq? Kenapa tingkatan 6?
Okay, terima kasih moderator. A very good morning to everyone. Especially saya nak cakap apa yang Leah cakap sebentar tadi tu sebenarnya saya setuju sebab dengan menduduki STPM ataupun bergelar sebagai tingkatan 6 ni merupakan satu jalan singkat untuk melanjutkan pelajaran ke peringkat ijazah. Jadi ianya merupakan satu jalan pintas untuk melanjutkan pelajaran ke peringkat yang lebih tinggi. Untuk macam saya semasa di sekolah menengah saya memohon UPU, saya mendapat semasa keluar keputusan UPU saya tidak mendapat kursus yang saya nak. So, iaitu saya nak ekonomi tapi saya dapat business. Jadi saya decide untuk sebab saya nak sangat dengan ekonomi, jadi saya decide untuk go ke Form 6. Jadi ke Form 6 tu saya ambil bidang ekonomi lah. So jadi selama saya di Form 6 tu apa yang membuatkan saya nak belajar lagi di Form 6 ni disebabkan oleh kos pelajaran yang minimum. Okay, disebabkan kita tahu kos belajar di Form 6 ni tidak sama seperti di universiti, kerana di universiti kita perlu meminjam PTPTN kerana ia memerlukan modal yang besar. Jadi bagi saya seorang yang ekonomikal, saya tidak mahu berhutang dengan lebih banyak pada waktu yang muda. Jadi saya decide untuk sambung belajar di STPM dan pinjam PTPTN di waktu ijazah nanti.
Yep, that's a wise move. Tak mahu berhutang kan, masih muda kan. Alright, thank you Syafiq. What about you, Jessie? Why did you choose Form 6?
Alright, good morning everyone. So I chose Form 6 mainly for 3 reasons. Okay, the first would be I believe that I could learn a lot of knowledge through Form 6. And next, the STPM cert is actually recognized internationally. And Form 6 is technically free. We only need to cover the cost of books. So I was thinking, why not I go for a quality education that is free? And besides that, Form 6 is sort of widely known for being difficult and challenging. And I saw that as an opportunity to train myself to really give out my effort to do well. So through my time in Form 6, I found that I really didn't regret choosing this because I really did learn a lot and the outcome was good. So, and plus, like I said, it's recognized internationally. So you can use this cert to actually apply not only to local universities, but also universities overseas and also private universities. So overall, I think Form 6 is a really good choice.
Yeah, thanks, Jessie. I think all of them agree on this point that it's quality education for free and also that it's recognized internationally. Now, Jessie mentioned something very interesting. She said that Form 6 is challenging. She admits that it is very challenging. So perhaps the rest of you could share apakah cabaran yang kamu hadapi semasa di tingkatan 6 dan bagaimanakah kamu menghadapi cabaran-cabaran ni? Anyone, Leah perhaps?
Yes, I think the biggest challenge that I have to like go through during my Form 6 time is to stay focused because you know at our age kita baru 18, kita baru 19, kita like play a lot, banyak gila main. So memang it's really hard to stay focused along the journey sebab kita ada a lot of works but then we play a lot too. Biasalah, we have a lot of friends kan, so we play a lot. So macam there's a lot of works, kerja kursus, untuk study lagi, untuk keep up dengan homeworks and assignments. Lepas tu in the middle of SEM 2 until SEM 3, kita kena go through Pdpr pula. So I think that is the biggest challenge that I have to go through, is to stay focused untuk study, untuk manage my time, untuk study, buat coursework, but at the same time to play as well, because you know you have to have fun untuk time belajar. You can just studies all the time, you have to play as well. Nanti stress asyik belajar je. So I think untuk stay focused and to stay on the right path is really is the biggest challenge lah. But then I got a lot of help from teachers, from families and friends. From teachers, they give me a lot of support. They ask me, kenapa Lia, why are you down? And then they give me motivation, some help. And my friends also macam keep motivating me, jom kita pergi belajar, we go to library together and all. And then my family as well, they like focus. They ask me to focus like all the time apart from playing kan. So yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge that I have to go through. Yeah.
Thanks Lia. Syafiq, setujukah dengan apa yang Lia kata? Cabaran untuk memberi fokus tu.
Saya sebenarnya sangat setuju apa yang Lia cakap, sebab kita lagi-lagi nak stay fokus masa di tahun pertama kita di tingkatan 6, iaitu di awal semester, di semester 1. Di mana di masa semester 1 tu kita cuba nak adapt dengan environment baru yang kita cuba baru masuk. Okay, dari situ juga kita ni nak fokus, dan lagi situ juga kita perlu nak urus masa kita dengan baik. Okay, sebab dalam masa kita nak adapt, kita perlukan pengurusan masa yang baik. Di mana kalau kita tak ada pengurusan masa yang baik, percayalah kita akan terkontang-kanting, sebab kita akan jadi kelang kabut, kita akan jadi stres, kita akan jadi penat, kita akan jadi banyak mengeluh, dan menyebabkan kita akan rasa give up. Tipu kalau pelajar-pelajar form 6 tak ada rasa give up dengan bila berada di tingkatan 6. Tapi percaya, apa yang diusahakan itu sebenarnya sangat memuaskan hati. Lagi satu, pengurusan masa yang sangat penting ni sebenarnya membawa kepada relief tension juga, sebab kalau kita tak ada pengurusan masa yang baik, kita mungkin akan terjebak dengan aktiviti dengan masalah-masalah sosial lain, seperti kita ni tak nak datang kelas tiba-tiba. So kalau boleh kita nak avoid benda tu. Kita tak nak benda tu. Macam saya ni merupakan seorang ahli majlis pelajar. Jadi masa saya di awal di semester 1, saya sangat fokus dengan aktiviti di luar akademik, di luar bilik darjah sebenarnya, sebab saya banyak sangat join pertandingan, saya banyak join projek, saya banyak join event. Jadi saya kurang masa di dalam kelas. Jadi itu membuatkan, lepas tu tahun depannya kena Pdpr. So membuatkan saya banyak ketinggalan. Jadi dekat situ saya cuba overcome dengan saya cuba study balik, saya cuba reflect balik apa yang saya salah, apa yang saya patut buat, apa yang saya patut saya catch up balik, apa yang saya patut revise balik dan sebagainya.
Okay, Syafiq, tadi you sebut semester 1 tu kamu sibuk dengan aktiviti lain kan? But adakah aktiviti itu memberi manfaat kepada kamu?
Sebenarnya aktiviti itu sebenarnya memberi banyak manfaat dekat saya. Contohnya, waktu tu kami ahli majlis pelajar tingkatan 6 membuat satu majlis farewell untuk senior-senior di Hotel Royal Chulan. Okay, di sepanjang event tu kami team handle sendiri seperti mana yang universiti buat kepada pelajar-pelajar mereka, di mana form 6 ni sebenarnya adapt pelajar-pelajar mereka untuk berdiri sendiri, di mana mereka ni tidak perlu lagi bergantung kepada guru-guru untuk stand up belakang mereka, dan mereka ni hanya perlu merujuk pada guru-guru apabila untuk benda-benda tertentu sahaja. Jadi kami ni telah di-train untuk try untuk go on dengan show tu sendiri, dan kami adapt dan kami bina semangat team tu sama-sama.
Yeah, that's true. But the main thing here is balancing between your activity dan your studies.
It's a good thing actually.
Yes, all right. Jessie, what about you? Did you face any challenges in Form 6?
Of course, I would face challenges too, and I agree with what Leah said that the biggest challenge is probably to stay focused throughout Form 6. Because in Form 6, we have to cover a wide scope of topics in a short time. And also, we have to complete our courseworks for different subjects. And plus, for much of last year, we spent studying online at home. So we were in our comfort zone, I would say, and this would tend to make us procrastinate and so on. However, I would actually focus on the benefits of studying at home online instead. Okay, these are challenges, it's true. However, studying at home online also gives us extra time to study actually. So we can focus more on revising our subjects and also doing practice because we don't have to travel to school and back. Okay, we are just at home. And plus, our exam was actually delayed, so I actually took this as an advantage to study more. I think that as you guys have seen earlier, my life motto is "I'm the master of me." So I really believe in that everything depends on ourselves. So like what Shafiq said, pengurusan masa time management is really important, and this depends on our self-discipline. And self-discipline is actually determined by ourselves. So how strong is your mind? You have to really tell yourself that you are not going to waste time. Of course, during your time, you will feel like bored and you feel like giving up because you have to revise so much, right? So what I do is that I would give myself a small break. So I would just go for a short walk to refresh my mind, and usually this would actually help me. So it's really important to have self-discipline and to keep consistent good work throughout Form 6. That is the way to score. So that's from me.
All right, thanks, Jessie. She talked about this batch being the first batch ever to go through PDPR online classes. Never before in the history of Malaysian education have we had to study this way through the screen. And I think they survived it, and I think they excelled through it. And though it was difficult, there was a silver lining at the end of it. And Jessie shared about it giving you more time when exams are postponed, and being at home, you are in a very comfortable environment. It was easier for you to focus. You didn't have to travel, and you didn't have to have all the other distractions that came along. So they managed PDPR well, and they came on top of it. And she also mentioned one very important thing, I think mind. She said the mind is an important thing. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. Okay, now you've listened to three people and you're probably wondering, kenapa lah saya tak jemput Yongshun? What is he sitting there quietly? So I'm going to hand over the mic over to Yongshun. But let me just tell you a little bit about this boy. I'm using the word boy because I taught him when he was in Form 6. He stood out in Form 6, not only because he's tall. If he's to stand right now, he is. How tall are you, Yongshun?
I believe that would be 180 cm.
So he is about 30 centimeters taller than me. So he stood out quite a bit because not only because he did well in his studies, but also because he was quite a natural born leader, and he was well mannered, well liked by teachers, and very creative also. I saw his creativity in many of my MUET activities that I did in his class. Yongshun, can I ask you this question first before we go on to your slides? Would you say these qualities of yours, that you had leadership and that you were well-mannered and you were creative, did these qualities contribute to your success or where you are today?
Definitely being, of course, well-mannered will help you in whatever you're achieving. And leadership quality is also very crucial if you like to dive into entrepreneurship, which I'm in. I'm going to talk about well-mannered because I feel we all should be respectful and nice to everyone, regardless they are older than you or younger than you, because there is no harm and you don't need anything extra to just being nice to people, especially in the world that we're living. I believe that we should have more people with good positive mindsets, without criticizing or condemning or insulting. If you have nothing nice to say, I think it's best for us to keep it to ourselves. And because words are more powerful than weapons, hence I think it's really important for us to be well mannered by being nice and respectful to everyone or everyone else around us.
Yeah. All right, so let's just go back. Let's reverse a little bit. Let's talk about Form 6 because your audience are lower 6 students. So what contributed to your success in Form 6?
I would say number one would be disciplined. In Form 6, we all must be disciplined into following our schedule and our to-do list because there'll be a lot of things happening in Form 6, including your studies, including your curriculum, and of course, for me, I was working on side hustle. So there's a lot of things in your mind going on. So you have to be disciplined enough to follow the schedule that you plan for yourself so you can achieve all those things accordingly that you want to achieve. So being disciplined definitely helps me in Form 6 and of course right now. So for those who are juniors, you got to be disciplined not just in Form 6, but also in your entire life. And that will be able to help you as an entire being to help you to build a better character.
All right. Like I said earlier, Yongshun has achieved quite a lot for such a young man. Yongshun, how old are you right now?
I'm 21 years old.
Yeah, he's just 21. And I think I will not talk about achievement. I will let him tell you about his achievements in life. Yongshun, would you like to share with the rest? What have you achieved at this age, 20, at the very young age of 21?
Sure, that will be my pleasure. For the achievements, my first achievement will be creating Jom Study application itself, where it's a SPM application specially made for Form 4 and Form 5 students, where we cater notes, quiz questions, books, and also consultation for further studying in after Form 6 to help Form 4 and Form 5 students to have a better understanding in, of course, their syllabus, especially during this pandemic that we have been hit right now. And my second achievement after Jom Study is, of course, getting featured in some of the news media publication in Malaysia. And the last one will be being nominated as Forbes 30 Under 30 2021 honoree, and that will be my biggest achievement of the year.
Forbes 30 Under 30 2021 honoree is a big deal. It's not a small little magazine. Forbes is a big, it's not Reader's Digest or anything. It's Forbes. So congratulations on that nomination. And also on this app that you have come up with. Now, can I ask the rest? If you had an app like this, Jessie or Leah or Shafiq, if you had an app like this untuk tingkatan 6, would you use an app like this? Would you find it useful? Berguna tak app macam ni?
Yes, definitely. Sebab we use our phones all the time. We like have our phones on our hand like all the time. So I think applications like this really helps kids like us because you know kids nowadays always like hold phones and then sekarang pun Pdpr everything is online. So I think this application is really useful for kids yang tengah belajar sekarang.
Okay, thank you, Leah. I have one more question, Yongshun, coming back to you. I think members of our audience will probably have this in their mind. This app that you've created, is it a viable source of income? Just in case there are those among them who are thinking of doing something like this. Do you make money out of this?
Yes, we are able to break even within the 2 months of launching. So I think it's a really good example and it's a good evidence for younger students to dive into entrepreneurship if you have not think about becoming an entrepreneur. Coding an application like this or just having a startup itself I would say it's a really good choice for you to really not just learn on how to handling a startup, being a leader, but at the same time, who knows, your side hustle, one day it could be your main source of income. So as an evidence of this, I would really encourage from the students, the juniors to try this entrepreneurship at the same time, not of course neglecting your studies and your core curriculum.
Yeah, that's right. What was it that, what qualities were important for you to come up with an app like this? When you were thinking, what was your thinking process like?
When I have this idea, of course, what I have two choices. Number one is hire somebody else to code the application for me, or the second choice, which is learning coding by myself. But of course, as you know, I'm a student just like everybody else. I don't really have much finance. My financial status doesn't allow me to hire somebody else to do it for me. So that leads me to my challenge, which I choose the second option, by learning coding by myself, and that it's really a big hurdle, and it's a really challenging task for me because coming from a zero coding background. So that will be one of the main challenges that I face, learning coding itself. And second challenge I face in Job study is creating the application itself, because learning coding is one thing, applying to your life and applying to my idea is completely a different thing. So that will be my two main challenges that I face when I have this thinking of this Job study idea.
Okay. So what is your key to success? How do
I
you
would
make
like
this successful? Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to put it into 3 points that not only you can apply in life, but also in Form 6. So the first point will be being curious. So what I mean by being curious, it means that in Form 6, for example, you are learning in class, you're attending classes, there are definitely topics that you don't understand or you're confused about it. So my advice to students is make sure you don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed, don't be shy to ask questions to the teachers. Ask them why is this happening, or how is this happening, and all these questions. Ask the teachers, make yourself clear about the topic, because it's better to be a fool for just 5 minutes, in fact, asking the question, than being a fool for the rest of your life. So make sure you understand what you're learning in Form 6. That would definitely help you in preparing STPM. And of course, in life, it's the same thing. You got to be curious about it. I'm curious about what happens if is it possible that I create a application without zero coding knowledge. So I'm curious about it. So that's why I learn coding by myself and try to explore the coding industry. And my
Okay.
second point,
Sorry, just let me touch on this first. Curiosity. They say that curiosity kills a cat. Jessie, do you think that curiosity, as explained by Yongshun, is an important quality for success in studies or in life? Jessie?
Yeah, I think it is really important. So, like what Yongshun mentioned is really good. We shouldn't be embarrassed to ask questions because we all learn to walk before we learn to run. So, it's really important actually to be a lifelong learner because through learning only can we improve ourselves and achieve big things. So, yes, curiosity is really important. But
Yeah,
of course,
thanks, Jessie. Sorry.
in having
Carry on.
curiosity, yeah, of course, in curiosity, you have to be smart about it too. Like, don't do something stupid that may harm yourself.
Yeah, don't be stupid about it. That's right. Okay, back to you. Yongchun, you have more to share?
yeah, thank you so much, Jessie, for the input. My second point will be sorting out your priorities, as I mentioned just now, and also Leah and all the other panel speakers have just mentioned that in Form 6, it's going to be really hectic. You're going to be busy with curriculum, with studies. So you're going to make sure your to-do list, your priorities are sorted out accordingly, what comes first and what comes next. And when you're thrown into an assignment, make sure your assignment is on top of the priority list compared to maybe watching a movie or watching a Korean drama. So sort out your priorities will apply not only in Form 6, but also in life. When your boss or your employers throw a task to you, you have to know what task is more important to do, and that you will be able to handle the task more efficiently and of course effectively.
Okay. Sorting out priorities. Syafiq, did you go through this problem di mana you nak tentukan mana yang penting? Apakah jalan yang kamu gunakan? Apakah kaedah yang kamu gunakan untuk to sort out your priorities?
Okay, sebenarnya apa yang disampaikan oleh saudara Oyun Shun tadi sebenarnya cara yang sama saya gunakan semasa saya belajar. Sebenarnya cara yang dikata buat some to-do list notes, and actually saya pun buat benda yang sama. Perkara yang paling utama sekali saya akan letakkan paling atas dan saya akan buat terlebih dahulu. Dan di mana due date, sekiranya contoh macam kerja khusus ataupun kerja-kerja yang telah diberi oleh cikgu-cikgu akan disusun mengikut due date yang telah diberikan. Jadi saya tak akan terlepas pandang sebab saya akan buat yang perkara paling atas, paling utama dahulu. Jadi daripada situ, bila saya dah buat to-do list notes tu, saya tak akan terlepas pandang dan saya takkan dimarahi oleh cikgu-cikgu lah sebab saya terlepas pandang like that.
Cikgu marah ke?
Cikgu takkan marah. Cikgu memang tak akan marah. Cikgu pun tak akan marah.
Cikgu bandar utama baik kan?
Cikgu bandar utama
Okay.
paling baik.
Yeah, okay. Your third key to success, Yongshun, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Shafiq, for the amazing example. My third key I would suggest juniors to have is being great, having grit, where you're able, being grateful is having passion and also a combination of perseverance. These two things combine together to achieve not just your short-term goals, but of course your long-term goals. So that is what being great is all about. In Form 6, there are going to be very tough times, but you got to be great. You got to make sure you persevere to the entire process, prepared Form 6, the examination well, and being grateful will help you to train yourself as a character, to being able to persevere. And at the same time, after graduate from Form 6, that grit inside of you will not die away. It's going to be with you for the rest of your life, and definitely is going to help you in achieving great things in the future.
Yeah.
That'll be my three main key points.
Yeah, actually, I read an article from Star that the employers today list grit as the most important quality of any employees. You need to have that passion, but passion alone will not get you far. It's passion and perseverance and hard work put into it. That's grit. Okay, you have that tahan lasapness in you, to see through anything that you put your mind to. All right. Thank you, Yongshun. I have one last question for you. You are a science student, correct? And then you went into coding. You learned that all by yourself. And today you are doing accountancy. They don't seem to be connected. Perhaps you would like to enlighten us on this pathway they've taken.
Sure. For the reason why I choose accountancy, there's actually several reasons, but the main reason is because when I choose a course for my university, there are a few things I like to tick in my criteria. Number one is things that I am passionate or interested in. Number two is things that I'm capable of doing it, meaning that if I'm great in it or I'm not great in it. Of course, last one will be your other contributing factors like finance or location of the certain university and the cost they provide. So the first thing for science, I really enjoyed my Form 6 time in KD6 doing experiments. In fact, I really love studying theories, doing experiments. It's really fun. But the second criteria, things that I'm good at, may not take in my mind. So although I'm interested in, but I'm not really good in it. So I was wondering, is there any other course that I could explore? So during that result, waiting for Form 6 result, I went into online courses and try out different things. And I found out that accounting is quite interesting. At the same time, I'm actually quite okay with accounting because I did some online tests, this and that, and I find some interest in it. So I went and take the leap of faith to join for accounting without any accounting knowledge. And that's one of the main reasons why I joined accounting after graduating as a science student in Form 6.
Yeah, we hope that leap of faith will bear fruit soon. All right, 21. Probably you have another 2 years to go in your course, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Jesse, Yongshun shared about his 3 keys to success. Do you agree with some of these things that he shared? Would you have the same tips for success?
Yeah, I really agree with what he mentioned. And also, yeah, grit is really important. It's very important to be passionate in what you're learning, because if you like something, you tend to do it really well. So my advice would be for the juniors would be to learn to like and enjoy your time in Form 6. Of course, it's not only about studying. Okay, you have a co-curriculum, you have coursework experiments, all these are actually really fun. So learn to like your time in Form 6. This will really help you to perform better. And also, I think one very important thing is to always have a positive mindset. Okay, certain times your studies may seem like it's very difficult because there's so much to learn and it's not easy. But believe in yourself. Okay, tell yourself that you can do it. And with this kind of mindset, you can push yourself really far. So positive mindset is really important.
Yeah. So positive mindset. And she mentioned, enjoy your experience. So let's hear from them. What part of Form 6 was enjoyable? I don't think it was just all books and exam, especially before pre-COVID times, right? When you were still in college itself. What what are the fun things? What are the enjoyable things? What are the beautiful memories that you have of Form 6? Leah, you want to share some of this with the rest?
Yes, teacher. When kita masuk Form 6, orang cakap dekat kita, Form 6 ni susah, Form 6 ni susah, Form 6 ni susah. But then, bila saya masuk Form 6, I think Form 6 is not just about study, but actually, you actually have fun dekat Form 6. Actually, I from daripada 6 UKM, we are a really big family compared to other classes. Diorang ada sikit je kan classmates. Tapi our class, they're from 60 to 40 and then we got separated to 2020, but even though we're big, but we're one big happy family. And when we're in Form 6, it's not just about studies, kita ada co-curriculum. So when I'm in Form 6, I joined a carnival kebangsaan for college tingkatan 6. So I represent Selangor and joining that carnival, pergi to Pahang. And I joined Bicara Wara, it's like a public speaking. I got Johan for Bicara Wara. And during in college time, I sometimes become an MC untuk majlis kemerdekaan, and I become MC untuk our majlis closing ceremony untuk sukan tingkatan 6 peringkat daerah. So it's actually being in Form 6, even though people say it's hard, but it's not just about studies, it's about the memories that you have there. It's a really, really, really great memories in Form 6, yes. I think that's from me.
Jessie, did you have a good time in Form 6?
Yeah, I would say that my time throughout Form 6 was generally really happy. Okay, first also like Leah, I've met really good friends. Like for her class is quite big, but for my class is really small. There are only 8 students in my class. So when we do everything together, like studying and doing experiments or going for cocoa, we do it together, and it's how we really bond. And plus our teachers really care about us. They're like our parents in some way, so we are just like one big happy family. And also besides friends and teachers, I also, one of the happy memories was also winning the national champion for an essay writing competition. So for this competition, actually, it was, I came across it during time at home. I think it was online studying. So I came across this competition and I decided to participate since I actually like writing. It's one of my hobbies. So I just joined for out of fun. It's a hobby. And I took like 2 weeks to complete my essay, and unexpectedly, I actually won the national champion. So that was something surprisingly nice for me. And also, one very big surprise was that my results, of course. Honestly, I didn't expect to get the 4 flat and the band 6. I just focused on doing my best, and I was thinking there's no regrets. I will just do my best and give all of my effort. So when I got my results, it really made me realize that hard work really bears fruit. So I would like to tell the juniors, so if you really work hard and you put much of your effort, you really can achieve great things. This is what I realized. So don't give up and always work hard. The kind of feeling when you achieve something is really undescribable. It's really great. So that's from me.
Syafiq, apa kenangan paling manis you kat Bandar Utama?
Okay, kenangan paling manis saya di Kolej Tingkatan 6 ya, ialah bonding antara saya dengan guru-guru. Which is bonding antara saya dengan guru-guru di Kolej Tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama ni sangat rapat. Walaupun mereka ni tak mengajar saya, contoh macam saya dengan Puan Dorin, tapi saya ni hari-hari tegur, selamat pagi Puan Dorin, selamat pagi. Saya bagi macam selain itu juga saya sebenarnya suka teasing ataupun sakat guru-guru. Lagi-lagi saya suka sakat Puan Reme, Puan Azwa, Puan Nona. So mereka ni bila saya sakat mereka akan melayan. Sometimes saya juga saya tak panggil mereka guru sebab mereka ni appearance diorang ni more datin-datin, datuk-datuk. So I don't address diorang like cikgu. Diorang like Datin Hajimah, Datin Zeti. So macam, tapi Puan Zeti dia nak up sikit, dia nak datuk sebab dia nak speed up on her stuff. So dia macam tu. So bagi saya memang apa yang saya memang sebelum saya masuk form 6 pun memang saya dengar ura-ura orang cakap memang form 6 ni sangat susah. Tapi bila saya cakap balik, bila kita duduk, kita sendiri yang jawab exam tu, kalau kita dah study, kita dah cuba sedaya upaya, kita dah cuba sehabis boleh, kita dah break our sweat, kita dah korbankan segalanya. Macam kita just let go of it. Kita dah tawakal, kita biarkan je. And then perkara lagi satu juga, benda yang paling manis sekali saya dapat ialah tim yang sangat baik, which is saya merupakan seorang ahli majlis pelajar. Saya ni mempunyai seorang presiden yang sangat baik, sangat protektif, sangat caring, sangat dia presiden ni dosen ni sangat baik. Dia sangat jaga batch kami ni, apa-apa masalah dia yang akan utara kepada pentadbir-pentadbir. Selain tu juga saya pernah menang pertandingan tarian. Saya dapat nombor 2 dan saya buat tarian Melayu. Lepas tu, tapi kenangan paling best saya dengan kelas saya. Sangat, kami punya group kelas motor tu, we float together, we strive together. Kalau gagal semua gagal.
Fluke. Gagal. Okay.
Kalau gagal semua. Tapi kalau semua 3.5, semua 3.5. So kami sangat sekop kepala. So sebab daripada situ, bila kami buat motor yang sebegitu, kami akan try untuk work hard supaya kami tak float together. Kami nak strive, kami nak naik sama-sama. So kami tak nak float, kami nak strive. So macam selain tu juga dalam kelas saya tu banyak cikgu-cikgu yang bagi motivation, bagi support. Contohnya macam guru kelas saya iaitu Puan Walili. Puan Walili sangat bagi saya satu pencerahan pada diri saya, sebab saya ni dulunya sangat tidak berdisiplin, sedikit tidak berdisiplin, tapi selepas dapat dorongan daripada Puan Walili, saya sedikit berubah. Saya cuba untuk berubah jadi yang lebih baik, attend kelas apa semua. Selain itu juga ada juga guru-guru contoh macam guru Puan Azna, dan ramai lagi guru yang saya rasa sangat, mereka ni bukan sahaja seorang guru tapi mereka merupakan superwoman, lepas tu mereka ni superman, mereka lah segalanya. They are I don't know how to repay them actually. I don't know how. That's all.
Your teachers will be so happy to hear you calling them Datin, Dato, Superman, Superwoman. All right, thanks Shafiq. Yongshun, Can you recall your Form 6? What was memorable about your Form 6? That was about 3 years ago already, right?
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. My memorable experience definitely would be lab experiments. As I mentioned before, doing in labs experiments are really fun because Form 6 experiments are not like your Form 5 experiments. There are things that are more dangerous, of course, but
did you ever blow up anything?
I don't think so. Not more my memory. No, our classes are quite obedient, I would say. Everything was going smoothly. And yeah, it was really interesting, and the experiments are really worth expecting. So for my Form 6 juniors who are in science stream, you can really expect really interesting stuff to be done in lab experiments.
Okay, what's one experiment that you will never forget?
Oh dear, I guess it's been quite 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I would say maybe one. I think it was chemistry. The plastic, where we are assigned to make a plastic out of materials from a household, and I can't really remember the details, but it was quite fun, the process of making the plastic.
Okay, never mind. So those of you taking chemistry, look out for that. That'd be fun. Okay, we're almost to the end of the show this morning. Just one thing before we tie everything up. Do you have any advice for new students? Those of you, the lower sixers coming in, Jessie, you have anything to say to them? What would you tell them?
I would just say, enjoy your time in Form 6 and work hard. Okay, just stay positive and everything will turn out all right.
Yeah, simple enough. Stay positive, everything will turn off. All right. Leah, ada nasihat untuk yang pelajar baru ni?
Never give up. You always have akan ada masa yang you didn't achieve what you want, but never give up, because once you give up you close one door. So never give up. There's always doors open for you.
Syafiq.
I berpegang dengan satu ayat, which is study smart not study hard, which is kita study ikut cara kita, bukannya ikut cara orang lain. Jadi kita kalau orang cakap, orang bagi you minta opinion dekat orang lain untuk cara dia study, you jangan ikut unless kalau cara tu sesuai dengan cara you. And kalau boleh, saya bersokong juga dengan cakap Lia tadi, jangan give up and stay positive, as well as GC cakap tadi. And lagi satu, bonding with teachers. Itu sangat penting. Being smart with no bonding, it is not a good relationship. Itu bukan enjoy life from 6. Kita kena start enjoy life from 6. Don't be stressed. Okay.
A balance of everything. Youngshun?
Yeah.
Any tips for your juniors?
I agree with Shafiq. You really have to enjoy from 6. It's not really much. It's different from your secondary school, and of course different for years in university where I'm in right now. So make sure you enjoy the 1.5, 2 years. Cherish your friends, respect the teachers, mind manners, make good connections and relationship between one another. And of course, no matter what you do, even in Form 6 or after Form 6, make sure you uphold your integrity, your moral values, no matter what you do, even if you become a really successful person. It's really important who we are. We make sure we uphold our moral values. And of course, they always say when you enter Form 6, you're a rabbit and you come out as a dragon. So I would hope every one of my juniors to not come out just like a dragon, but a fearsome, a majestic, and of course, a wise dragon. That'll be all from me. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So you come in as rabbits. Okay. Don't know that. Can't picture you as rabbits. You come out as dragons. I like the analogy. You come up strong. You come up successful. So thank you very much, Shafiq, Leah, Jessie, and Youngshun for your sharing earlier. And I hope the rest of you listening in today that you have picked up a thing or two from the sharing and from the stories that they have told you today. Now I'm going to open the floor to some questions. Since we have a little bit of time, we have about 10 minutes. Any of you would like to ask our panelists these questions? All right. I have a question. I'm so sorry I had the screen from Shahira Arizan. She says, kenapa Kak Lia nak jadi lawyer dan take Form 6? I think she's answered why she took Form 6. But I think the question is, kenapa Lia nak jadi lawyer?
Hi. So why kenapa nak jadi lawyer? Because I've been exposed to debating since I was high school. I joined a lot of debate competition masa high school, and then from joining debate competition, like a lot of debate competition, dia macam actually trigger interest in me untuk jadi lawyer. Sebab I think closest one to a debater, I think it's a lawyer, because we, as a debater, we actually debate, talk about pros and cons. We pertahankan apa yang kita nak pertahankan as a debater. So I think the closest one to being a debater is become a lawyer. So rasanya memang bila debate dekat sekolah, that one yang memang trigger my interest untuk jadi lawyer. Yes.
And we wish you all the best. May you be a good lawyer, not lawyer buruk. Okay, any other question? Okay, Nur Ifa asked, lepas habis Form 6, ahli panel semua sambung belajar atau terus masuk ke bidang kerja? I think this one, Youngshun, you want to take this?
Sure, that'll be
Did you work at any time?
I am currently studying and also working, so it's like a half thing. So to answer the question, I'm doing both, studying full-time in university, at the same time working on Jom Study and as a part-time tutor as teaching piano. So I would say, I also add in that if you would like to follow my path, make sure, again, sort out your priorities. So that's how you're able to be disciplined and be consistent in making sure all your tasks are done, of course, within a period frame of time. So I did both, and advice for people who like to do the same is to make sure you are able to sort your priorities and do the tasks that are being, of course, put forward, or the task that has to be done first.
Okay, alright. Ada soalan lain? No other question? Okay. Jessie, nasihat kepada pelajar yang takut dan kurang yakin untuk bertutur dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Okay, hi. Thanks for the question, Puan Nona. Okay, so for this, certain students, you might be weak in English, right? But also there are many students who are, we all have our weakness, I would say. So the first thing you should do is to accept your weakness. Okay, don't be afraid of it, because we all start from zero. We know nothing, and through learning, then only we can improve ourselves. So if your English is weak, speak more of it and write more of it. Okay, don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. Okay, this is the way to improve. So first thing, accept your weakness, then learn to solve your problems. That's what I would say for not only English but every other subject.
Right, it was Yongshun who shared, better to be a fool for 5 minutes than for a fool for a lifetime. So accept your weakness and do something about it. Don't just say accept the weakness and full stop and then don't do anything about it. That defeats the purpose, I think. Okay, soalan yang lain? Lee Jen Shen. My question to the seniors is, did you have enough time to relax and do your favorite stuff? Siapa nak jawab soalan ni?
I
Syafiq.
think I boleh jawab.
Hmm.
Okay. So Lee Jun Suen. My question to the senior is, did you have enough time to relax and do your favorite stuff? Okay, sebenarnya di tingkatan 6, bukannya kami, macam yang Lia cakap tadi, bukannya kami ni belajar. Tak, kami tak belajar semata-mata. Kami ada belajar, ada gap. Belajar, ada gap. Belajar, relax. Bukannya kami 24/7 belajar. Sebab tu pentingnya plan study tu, sebab to-do list tu penting, sebab kalau you put your priority dekat belah atas and you settlekan apa yang paling utama dahulu, and you can relax dengan lebih cepat. Am I right? Lepas tu and do your kalau you cepat settlekan kerja you boleh on Netflix, you boleh layan movie, you boleh dengar lagu, you boleh keluar jalan-jalan. Tapi kalau dengan waktu COVID sekarang ni susahlah compare dengan kalau dulu. Kalau sekarang ni rasanya lagi, kalau waktu Pdpr online, kalau cikgu-cikgu suruh submit and then you guys boleh terus study, ataupun you guys boleh buat apa-apa masa dengan yang cakap orang, boleh tengok movie ke, dengar lagu ke, macam-macam. Something like that.
So you did have enough time. Yes.
Can I tambah?
Yes, Leah.
Actually, we really have fun sebab dulu me and my friends, macam after exam kan, we have ujian kan. So after exams, we will go to one utama to watch movies together. So macam we didn't actually study all the time lah. And then sometimes after college, kita orang pergi makan together. We go eat cendol dekat tepi college together. So macam
we don't forget we cendol depan college.
Yes. We really enjoy our time in college. Kita tak belajar je all the time. We go watch movies together. We go on a trip together. We even go on a trip together. So it's not just about studies in Form 6. So don't worry. Jangan risau. Tak payah risau.
Yeah, so one of the advantage of being in college tingkatan 6 Bandar Utama is one utama is nearby. The MRT station is nearby. The cendol shop is stall. It's just right in front of the college. Okay, pre-COVID days, all these are pre-COVID.
The cendol is the best teacher.
I will take your word for it. So we await for the opening of everything so that we can go back to one utama, take the MRT and visit places and have the cendol outside the school. Okay, we had time to entertain one last question for Yongshun. Where did Yongshun learn his coding? Where do you learn your coding from, Yongshun?
Right. I learned coding mainly based on 4 platforms. Number 1 is, of course, my favorite friend, Mr. Google. Number 2 is YouTube. Number 3 is Stack Overflow, which is a forum. And number 4 is Facebook groups. So Facebook groups, like if you're interested in some computer language, then you just join the group itself, and there'll be a lot of people willingly to help you. And of course, apart from these 4 platforms, you need to have the initiative, the passion, and again, grit to really learn coding by yourself, because it's not easy. Speaking from experience, at the time, I don't have any people to look or guide me through it, and nobody was there to help me. So it's really, really tough and challenging journey. So if you're interested in learning coding by yourself, go for these 4 platforms, and make sure, I hope that you're able to learn something out from it through online.
Yeah, I think what Yongshun says, not only coding, anything that you want to learn, it's there. The information is there out there. You have Google, you have Facebook groups, YouTube videos that are there. But you need to take the initiative. You need to be serious about it. If not, you won't gain much from it. Oh, I have another question. Okay, last one. This is the last one. If not, you will not have a break before the next slot. Okay, one last question. Do you need to attend tuition classes in Form 6? Do you need to attend tuition classes in Form 6? Who wants to pick this up? Silence. Nobody wants to say anything.
My input.
Okay, Jessie. Yeah.
All right. So for this question, actually, I would say this is very individual. But for me, my opinion is that I didn't go for tuition actually. So I actually believe that if you are hardworking enough, of course, you have to be really hardworking to actually go through this. Because Form 6, we need tuition because we are weak in a certain subject, right? That means our understanding, there's something wrong with our understanding. So you have to find the root of your problem. So usually it's an understanding problem. So understanding is really important. Actually, you can get help from your school teachers. I mean, our school teachers are really good. And also you have to spend a lot of time going through the text yourself. Okay, I would actually say in studying, I will focus more on reading and understanding rather than doing exercises. Okay, from what I see last time in my secondary school, I would see many students who keep doing a lot of exercises. But I think that this actually has a side effect if you don't study before doing exercises. So some of you may have this problem, so you can take note. So we must actually read and understand before we start doing exercises. I think this is really important. So whether or not you will need tuition in Form 6, I would say you can try out yourself first. Now we have just started Form 6, right? So you can try understanding the text. You give yourself maybe a month or 2, and if you find that you are really weak in a certain subject, then you can go and look for a tuition class. But it depends on yourself, your needs. So does that answer your question?
Thanks, Jessie. Okay, I'm so sorry I don't have time for any more questions, but if you do have questions, I mean, you know some of the seniors, you know them personally if they're from your school. So go ahead, contact them, ask them on your own the questions that you have in your mind, or ask the teachers. They too have quite a lot to share with you. So let me just sum up today in just a few words. I think all 4 of them have shared on how difficult Form 6 is. Let's not kid ourselves. It is not easy. And they all say that it is challenging, it's difficult. But the silver lining of this is it is doable. It is doable. And they've proven it in their achievements that you can be successful, you can do well in Form 6 and balance it with some fun at the side. And that fun is also very important. Because if you don't have a balance of this, you will find it a real struggle going through Form 6. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much, Shafiq. Thank you, Leah, Jessie, and Yongshun. We wish you all the best in your future undertakings. We hope that you get the course that you want in university. And Yongshun, we hope that we'll see you, we'll read about you in the newspapers soon again. All right. Thank you very much. To the rest of you, I will see you back here again at 11:15. Okay? All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Hello, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Good morning once again and welcome back to the next slot. And I'm so sorry, but you're stuck with me for another slot. Puan Azwa, I think just now she mentioned, nanti kamu akan dengar daripada Puan Doreen, guru muat dia pandai cakap. I think that was her exact word. So it's not that I pandai cakap or I tak pandai cakap, but I think I have stories to share with you too. If earlier you listened to stories from 4 of your seniors and they are pretty young, now you're going to listen to stories from me. I'm a little bit older, but I also have quite a lot to share with you. And I think it's the same. You go to any of your teachers will have a lot of experience and stories to share with you. So this morning's sharing with you, I don't want to call it a slot, it's a sharing actually. And I wish that you could be in front of me in a hall so that I could interact with you and I could ask you questions and I could read your face, or I could read your body language and you can see me roll my eyes if I'm in front of you. Unfortunately, this is the best that we can do. So I hope I'm not talking to myself this morning. Okay, so this morning I want to share with you on this. The name of the program is Take the Bull by the Horns. Idro, can you just show the first slide? Sorry, Nadia. And what you see on the screen, and in a short while the screen will appear. I think the bull has gone for a break. I don't see the bull coming up. The slot is called Take the Bull by the Horns. All right. If you look at the history of Spain, Spain has matadors. You know, you have that people fighting the bulls with the red cake by the side. I don't condone bullfighting, but that's the image that you get. So you, in this journey, you are the bullfighter. And in front of you would be the bull. The bull would represent a lot of things in your life. The challenges that comes your way as a Form 6 student, the problems that you will face, that's the bull in front of you. And you, if you look at that picture, you are this small little green dot trying to handle that bull, trying to take the bull by the horns. And though you're small, there are ways of doing this. Next slide, Nadia. So the meaning of take the bull by the horns is this. Sorry, patah balik, Nadia? Yeah. To face a problem or deal decisively with a difficult situation. I want to highlight on the word decisively. Nadia, can you just go back one slide? It should be slide 2. Yes. I want to highlight on the word decisively. Decisively means you make the decision. You make the decision to deal with whatever problems that come. Jessie shared earlier, I think her motto was, I am the master of me. I am in charge of my own life. I make decisions decisively. That means consciously you make decisions to face whatever things that come your way. So remember this phrase, to take the bull by the horns. If you are in my Moet class, I will probably ask you this during the first session. So pay attention, those of you in my Moet class. And I've also invited all the Moet teachers here this morning. They are here watching the YouTube live with you. So the other classes too, pay attention because your Moet teachers will have a lot to ask you after this. Okay? So the phrase, take the bull by the horns, is to face a problem or to deal decisively with a difficult situation. And Form 6, like what Jessie and Shafiq and Leah shared and Myung-Shun shared earlier, it is not easy. It is difficult. So how do we go about dealing with these problems? Next slide, Nadia. In New York, there is this sculpture of the bull. It's called the Charging Bull. And it was commissioned in 1987. This is in New York in front of Wall Street. So you have this image of this fierce-looking bull attacking. And it is actually, the bull is a symbol of growth, of positivity. This is not lembu. In the Malay culture, kalau kita sebut lembu tu bodoh kan. This is the lembu jantan. This is the bull charging. And it always gives an image of positivity, of growth. Now, very interestingly enough, in 2017, someone else was commissioned to come up with another sculpture called the Fearless Girl. And they put that Fearless Girl in front of the bull. And suddenly the meaning of that sculpture changed. Sekarang, you have that girl standing there with her arms on her hips. Just a small little girl facing that charging bull. And that sculpture of that fearless girl, fearless boy, fearless young man, fearless young woman is you. You are that little green dot trying to handle the charging bull. And in Form 6, you will face a lot of things charging your way. All right, next slide. I want you to do this for me just before I go on to the other slides. Vision 2020 plus 1. Why Vision 2020 plus 1? Why didn't I just put Vision 2021? Because Vision 2020 is, when you say you have Vision 2020 means you have perfect vision. Okay, but this year it's 2020. Last year was quite a difficult, extraordinary year. So this year plus 1, what's happening right now? So I want you to just think. If you have a pen, you want to write it down, it's fine. I'm going to ask you during the class, first lesson. Think of one disappointment or regret of 2020, 2021, this year or last year. It could be a health issue. It could be that you wish you had done a little bit more about your health. It could be relationship problems. Maybe you had some issues with your parents, or you liked a girl, the girl didn't like you. You like a boy, the boy liked another girl. That sort of thing. It's real. These are real issues that you go through. Or it could be a regret based on your school life or your academic performance, right? Just think of one. Okay, I'm just going to give you just a few seconds to think of it. And once you've thought of just one, write down your resolution based on this one regret. So you have this one regret. Sekarang, what is your next step? What do you want to do about this one regret of yours? What do you want to do about this one disappointment of yours? For example, you were always sick in 2020 or 2021 for whatever reason, okay? So what do you want to do? What do you want to do about it now? Do you want to be more active? Do you want to exercise? Do you want to take supplements? Or you had some relationship problems with your brother. You are always fighting, like all siblings. So what do you want to do about it now, okay? So think about that for just a short while. Don't go to sleep, huh? I know it's raining outside. Often the regrets and the disappointments in our lives are based on the choices that we make. Our health problems could be because of poor choices that we make. The relationship problems that we have could be because of a choice that we made that has gone wrong. Or your performance in school could be due to poor choices that you made along the way. Most of the time it's based on choices. But sometimes in life, it's not based on choice. Like, for example, you were born with it. I'm born short. I cannot change my height. So that physical traits of yours, you can't change. But the bulk of it, you can change, okay? So what you can change would be your resolution, right? Resolution is the choices that you make to change past decisions. Next slide, huh? Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. It's as simple as that. So if you're not happy with your results in Form 5, perhaps you were expecting 4 A's, you only managed 2. Or you were expecting an A in a particular subject, tapi tak dapat. It is a reflection of a choice. Perhaps masa tu you didn't pay attention to this subject. That's why tak dapat A or tak lulus. If you want a different result now that you're in Form 6, you need to make a different choice. You already know cara kamu belajar semasa di tingkatan 4 dan 5 tu is not giving you the results that you want. So, sekarang, what are you going to do about it? Make a different choice. Mungkin cara kamu belajar kena tukar sekarang. You have to find different ways of studying. What you were used to is not working because Form 5 method of studying and Form 6 method of studying is different. You cannot expect your teachers to spoon feed you anymore. From the earlier sharing, you heard that a lot of it is your own work. A lot of it is what you put into it. And different people have different styles of learning, correct? You need to find out what is your style of learning. Are you Are you the type to sit and study on your own with notes? Are you the type to depend on tuition teachers? You need help, you need extra help, and there's no shame in admitting that you need help. Or are you the type to perhaps do well in group studies, and you can still have group studies online? You can find 5 people who have that same mindset as you, who are serious in their studies, and form study groups. Now, what is good about study group is you have the support of one another. You're not alone in this journey, because admit it, studying is not very fun. Most of the time, it is difficult, it is boring, it is pure discipline to sit and to put the book in front of you and do it well. Okay, I will tell you stories. I told you I'm going to share stories with you, right? I'm the type, it's quite shameful for a teacher to admit this, but I don't like studying. Seriously, I don't like studying. I find it tedious, I find it boring. But I study when I need to study, because I know I'm sitting for an exam. I have to study, so I sit and I study. So that choice that I make consciously has shown result that's satisfactory to me. Perhaps not, I was never a straight A student, to be very honest with you. To say if I get 4 A's in my SPM, I will be very happy. At STPM, my target at that time was to pass all my subjects, and I did that. That was my target. Do bear in mind that was 30 years ago, a long time ago, where expectations and standards were very, very different. In my entire school, for Form 5, we had one student with straight A's. Today, when I talk about SPM especially, sometimes the entire class can get straight A's. Am I right? So I lived in a very different era altogether. So that one straight A student in the whole school go, wow, we have one perfect student. The rest of us were 4, 5 A's, 6, 7 A's, and it was acceptable at that time. You, again, you live in very different times, so your expectations, what's expected of you is different. But what I want to say is, you are in control. The choice is yours, and it's yours at this very moment. You cannot say that, okay lah, kemudian lah, I will study another day. I will study tomorrow. I will do my assignment tomorrow. Because if you make that decision to study tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, you may not want to study. So make that decision to start from day one itself. So if you want a certain result, you have to make that conscious choice. No one is going to help you. As much as I say do group study, as much as I say teachers are there to support you, STPM studying, even university life, it's a lonely journey, because no one can force you to study. Your parents can nag, your teachers can scold you, but the only person who can sit and study would be you. And you are right now 18, 19, and you're old enough to make that conscious decision. I must sit and study. All right, next slide. You are free to make whatever choice you want, but you are not free from the consequences of the choice. Okay, so let me throw you something right now. If I were to say to you right now, I can't see you. You can leave. You don't have to be here. You just leave your camera, not your camera. You just make sure you're logged on so that I can see some sort of live in YouTube live. But you can go do whatever you want. You probably may be doing that. Or in class, okay? Physical class, and I tell you, you don't have to hand up your homework if you don't want. It's up to you. Or you want to come to school at 8 o'clock? I'll go ahead. No problem. I know Cikgu Yazid told you 7:30, right? Or 7:25, right? You nak pakai jeans to school, pakai lah. You are free to make whatever choice you want. And I am saying that. I am saying you are free to make whatever choice you want. You want to pakai jeans, you want to come at 8 o'clock? Go ahead. You want to go home at 12 o'clock? Go ahead. You want to tak nak buat kerja rumah? Tak payah. Because you are free. I said that. You are free to make whatever choice you want. But you are not free from the consequences of your choice. If you want to do something like that, that will be akibat. there will be consequences for you to face. In life, there's no such thing as just do whatever you want. And Form 6 is it's a training, it's a preparation for you of what is to come. If you want to argue that I come to school at 8 o'clock, so what? I still follow the rest of the lessons. Kan Pandorin kata you are free to make whatever choice you want. But what are the consequences? The consequences is, one, you face the music. You go and see Encik Yazid, you tell Encik Yazid why you're late. Okay? But the consequences now may be very small. Alah, pergi jumpa Encik Yazid sajalah. What's the problem? He'll probably let me come into class after that. The consequences later on in life may not be so forgiving. Your university life will not be so forgiving. Your work life will be less forgiving. Try that. Try that and come and tell me 5 years later, teacher, I just walked into work at 9 o'clock. What would your consequence be? Apa keakibat tu kamu datang kerja pukul 9? Kamu datang kerja, syoklah ikut masa you sendiri. There will be dire consequences. You may lose your job. In the job market, no one is forgiving. No one is nice. No one's going to write you a note, like Cikgu Yazid, okay, biarkan, tak apa, kes disiplin ni telah direkodkan, biarkan pelajar balik ke kelas. No one is going to give you that note in the workplace. So right now, you need to know that though you are free to make the choices, whatever choices you want, you are not free to face from the consequences. You must be brave enough to face the consequences. And in my class, when I teach Moet, on day 1 itself, I'm teaching UIA. UIA, get ready. I always tell my students this. You want to you want to hand in your homework? Hand in. You don't hand in your homework, it's up to you. Because you are 18, you're old enough to make decisions on your own. You know what you're doing. You should know what you're doing. The consequences, you face it. If you don't do the work, I'm not going to nag after you. I will not chase after you. But what's going to happen? What are the consequences if you don't hantar kerja rumah kamu? You are the only one losing out. I don't have to mark your essay. You will have less practice. You will have less exposure. You will have less chance to discover what are the weaknesses that you have in your essay, for example. What are your strengths in your essays? Okay, so you are free. Really, at this age, you are free to do a lot of things because you are 18. And at 18, you can drive, you can hopefully vote. Pilihan raya yang akan datang, mungkin akan datang dengan cepat. Looking at what's happening in Parliament at the moment, if they pass undi 18, you are eligible to vote in the next elections. Okay, so you're old enough and mature enough to make decisions that may not be easy, may not seem fun. It is more fun to not do your homework. It is more fun to just wake up whatever time I want and come to school whatever time I want. It is more fun to pakai jeans ke sekolah. So what? Can you do that? Are you given that freedom to do whatever you want in the work field? No. So try and inculcate that habit in yourself. Walaupun saya ni bebas untuk membuat pilihan, but I need to make wise choices. Pilihan yang bijak. Don't make stupid decisions in life that will harm you in return. And these decisions are not popular. These decisions may not be fun. But as adults, we do things that are not fun most of the time. We do it because we have the responsibility to do it. We do it because it's our job to do it. As a student, your job is to study. That is your responsibility. So you do it whether it's fun, whether I want to or I don't want to. I share again, knowing when to study, doing the right thing at the right time is important. And as adults, you can make that choice now. Okay, next slide. Make good choices today so you don't have regrets tomorrow. It's easier for you to struggle through and put in the extra amount of effort, to put in the extra amount of time right now than to regret it tomorrow. Jangan esok ala I didn't do well, I cannot get the course that I want, or I didn't do well, I cannot get into university at all, I didn't do it right, I should have, itu dah terlambat, I should have to, it is really too late already. So make that good choice today so that you don't have regrets tomorrow. And condition your mind that the journey ahead is going to be tough. Get yourself ready that it's going to be tough. Then you are ready, then you're open for whatever comes your way. Okay. Earlier, the four panelists did share how difficult Form 6 is. It's a lot of things. You have assignments, you have kerja khusus coming your way, you have a lot of homework, and then balance it off with your other activities. But make that good choice today so that esok kamu tidak menyesal tentang pilihan kamu. I'll give you an example of I had a student when I was teaching in my first posting in Sungai Nyo, SMK Tatping Sungai Nyo. I don't think you know where that is. It's somewhere in Perak. It's a fishing plus a rubber plantation community. So I had a student at Form 5. He used to come to school and he used to sleep in my class. His friends will tell me, cikgu dia kerja lah, malam tu dia jual kuih tiaw. So he doesn't come to, by the time he comes to school, he's sleepy. So he just sleeps too, and he didn't do well in his SPM. I think gagal lah kebanyakan daripada subjek dia. Then he went off the radar. I didn't keep in touch with him. A few years later, he came back to school. Puan Doreen, I'm working in Singapore. And in English, he never spoke a word of English. He was barely attentive in class. But then in broken English, he told me, teacher, I'm working in Singapore right now, in tourism industry. So he told me what he did. And he told me, teacher, I regret not learning English or not taking English seriously masa saya di sekolah dulu. In broken English, not perfect English, but sekarang terpaksa lah because my job requires me to know English. Ini Singapore, this is not Malaysia, so you need to know English, especially when you're dealing with the tourists, right? So he has that regret today, but even so, it's not too late because he's picking it up as he goes. But you right now, you're coming into Form 6 with your eyes wide open. You have heard stories from your seniors. You know what is it about. So right from day one, be serious about it. Don't get on your teachers' nerves. Don't let them chase you for your homework. Every day, make a conscious decision. Every day is a decision. Yeah, I want to get up. I want to go to school. I want to pay attention in class although I'm sleepy. I want to pay attention in class although the lesson is boring. Hey, nobody told you that all subjects are interesting, and nobody told you that all your teachers are interesting and funny. Your teachers are not there to entertain you. Please get that right. The subject sometimes may be dry. The subject sometimes may be long and Allah, saya nak tidur saja lah. And some teachers may have voices that may lullaby you to sleep. It's the honest truth. But consciously make that good choice. Walaupun subjek tu kurang menarik, walaupun cikgu tu mengajar dengan menulis a lot of notes on the board because it's important, but I must pay attention. Although I'm sleepy, although I'm bored, although I have 101 things to do, although my phone is tempting me, I must. So that decision that you make is conscious and is ongoing all the time. So that tomorrow, and tomorrow may be a week from now, tomorrow may be at the end of the semester when you sit for the exam, tomorrow may be at the end of your STPM Sem 3, tomorrow may be 5 years from now, that you don't have that regret 5 years from now, that I blew it, I should have. I had teachers who were willing to teach me, it was just that I was too distracted, I was not focused. Okay, so make that conscious decision every day. Tell yourself in class, pay attention. If you're sleepy in the morning, drink coffee before you come to school. That's my advice to you. And your hours may be long. Form 6 is really not like Form 5. Form 5, you can study last minute, or you can do your homework last minute, assignment last minute, boleh one. You can survive Form 5. But at Form 6, there are some stretches of your Form 6. Sama juga dengan university. I'm going to link Form 6 dengan university because this is pre-university. Ada musim where you have a lot of assignments to do. Sem 2, you're stretched with a lot of assignments. And malam tu kamu tak tidur. There will be many nights yang kamu tak tidur. Or just before the exam, kamu tak tidur because you are revising. The next morning you come to school, you're sleepy. You cannot concentrate. I tell you this now. It is normal to work throughout the night. It is normal in Form 6 to sit up the whole night, habiskan assignment. It is normal at university level, musim assignment tu 2-3 nights tak tidur. Masa saya di university dulu, I remember USM, masa tu zaman dulu kami guna typewriter tak. So during musim assignment, you can hear the typewriter at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, everybody's typing because it's an all-nighter. We are also procrastinators. But the next morning, you wake up, you like it or not, and you make that choice because you know you have to, you hadir untuk your lectures. You attend class. So if you work the whole night on your assignment and you're sleeping the next morning, drink that extra thick cup of coffee and come to school and pay attention because you can. Your mind is a powerful thing. I can't remember who was it who shared. I think Jessie who shared that. It is your mind controlling what you do. And if your mind can tell your whole body, I am sleepy, but I'm going to stay awake, I'm going to pay attention, you can do it. Because if I were to tell you, okay, I know you're sleepy, dah 2 malam tak tidur, but if you pay attention, you don't sleep through my whole class, I give you 1,000 ringgit. Do you think you're going to fall asleep? No. You are going to stay awake. So, your mind is a powerful tool to control what you do. Your mind must make that good choice for you today so that you do not have regrets tomorrow. So get ready for all-nighters. Get ready for strong, long stretches of studying. Kamu rasa penat, kamu rasa stressed out. Find ways to deal with that. Don't run away from that. Jangan kata, saya haraplah Form 6 ni jangan susah sangat. And then you're kidding yourself if you think Form 6 is not difficult. It is, I want to use the word bloody, but I think it is very difficult, okay? It is very difficult. I have a friend, he did Form 6 during my zaman dulu. He 5As, and during my time when we did STPM, there were 5 subjects that we had to take. We had to take Pekajian Am. So if you're in the science stream, you do Pekajian Am, maths, biochemistry, physics. So 5 subjects. So he, out of 5 subjects, 5As, straight A student, 5As. He was a head boy. He was very active in school, St. John's Institution, KL. Today he's a doctor. So after his 5As, he went to do medicine in UM. Okay, one of the toughest courses of medicine. And he told me, no lah Doreen, doing medicine in UM wasn't that difficult. Once you survive Form 6, you know what to do in Form 6. You know how to study in Form 6. You find that university is quite easy. And his father was very worried about him. Why wasn't he working as hard masa university berbanding dengan Form 6? So he told his father, actually, once you do that work in Form 6, it gets you in university, you find university life so much easier. And I am living proof of that. Masa saya kat sekolah, when I was your age, doing Form 6 STPM, I struggled to pass my econs. My econs was my weakest subject, and I would go up to my econs teacher and say, cikgu, bagilah 2 markah, saya nak lulus bulan ni. And she would pity me and give me that 2 marks. That's how bad my econs was. Okay, the good news about that is I passed the end, my econs. But when I got to university, I found, university is so much easier than Form 6. You have semester system, and you know basically what are the questions that will come out possible. If you pay attention to your lecturers during a tutorial, you know what your lecturers are going to ask you. So you're so much easier than Form 6. So you right now, you are You have people who share all these stories with you, and I'm sharing this story with you. Make your Form 6 count. Make that good choice today to do well in your Form 6. After that, it becomes easier. University is easier than Form 6. You just have to get through this phase of life so that you don't regret in a year's time, masa result keluar, you don't have regret. I should have, kalaulah saya belajar, if only I stayed awake in class, if only I did my assignments. We don't want to hear those kind of stories. I want to hear stories I put in the effort. I made the choice to do well, to pay attention, to do my work, to do my revision, to do all that. Okay, conscious effort on your part as adults. Because being adult is not easy. Lepas university, masa you kerja, I think it will be far more challenging as adult because Form 6 is still forgiving. You come late to school once or twice, Encik Yazid may write you a note, but we may send letters to your parents, but we are forgiving, okay? But the working world is not a forgiving world. Okay, so decide today to make that good choice. Okay, next slide, Nadia. Your degree is just a piece of paper. Real education is seen in your behavior. Now that piece of paper of yours, your UPSR sijil, your PT3 sijil, kamu ada lagi, do you still have it? Kamu ada lagi kat rumah ke sijil tu? If you have, I will tell you it's of no value. You flush it down the toilet or you feed it to your dog. Nobody wants to see your UPSR, although it's straight A's. Nobody wants to see your PT3, straight A's, 10 A's or whatever. It is not worth anything. Your SPM certificate is worth, the value is in getting you into Form 6. And now you're here. So now you got to work for another piece of paper, right? And that's your STPM. Once you get your STPM, that piece of paper takes you into university. So whatever sijil that you get, your paper qualification is actually just a paper qualification. It's a stepping stone. It's a batu loncatan. It gives you that jump into the next stage. But once you get into your next stage, that piece of paper is of no use anymore. Once you get your degree, your ijazah kedokteran, ijazah sarjana muda kesastraan or economy or whatever, you take that piece of paper and you go and apply for a job. That piece of paper will be the stepping stone into the job field. But once you enter that job field, that piece of degree is not worth anything anymore. Because what matters then would be your behavior. In the working world, nobody cares about your degree, whether you're first class honors, second class honors, or you are dean's list. That will only get you the job. Lepas tu, you have to prove yourself. And proving yourself is through your everyday behavior at your workplace. Coming in on time, putting in the work, getting along with your colleagues, showing initiative, showing critical thinking. All that comes from your behavior. And behavior is the only measurement of someone's success. How do we measure whether someone is successful or not? It is true what you do. It is true how you perform. Kat sekolah, success is at this moment what you do in school that will determine your results at an exam, SPM. Kat tempat kerja, your bosses will value you based on the projects given to you. Kamu lakukan kerja atau tidak, or do you go beyond what is expected of you? To do just your job is not enough in the working world. You have to go beyond. If you're doing your job, it's just, okay lah, you're doing your job. Nobody's going to pat you on the back, okay, well done, you did your job. No. You want that pat on the back is when you go beyond. Okay? And your boss is not going to, during appraisal, dia nak end of the year evaluation, dia tak akan tanya kamu, okay, I want to re-evaluate you, nak bagi kamu promotion, nak bagi you lebih gaji. Show me your degree. Nobody's going to look at paper qualification anymore. He's going to appraise you. He's going to value you based on your contribution to the company. That is the real working world. So that degree that you get make sure that you get one that is in line with what you want to do. Right now, you've got a little bit of thinking to do. You are in the science stream, you are in the social science stream, you nak ambil economy, you nak ambil sejarah, you're choosing your subjects. You are at this stage of your life where you need to have some sort of thinking of, I think I'm interested in this field, therefore I will focus on this field. Don't go around a long life like blind. Tak tahu lah cikgu, saya tak tahu lah nak buat apa. Cannot be tak tahu anymore. You're 18, and you cannot be, okay, wait, I ask my mother lah. Your mother is not going to live your life. Some parents, yeah, they will tell, okay, you make sure you study well, you become a lawyer. And in Malaysia, you have Indian families, and my husband is Indian, and I have a lot of Indian friends. Indian family, okay, you either become a lawyer, engineer, or doctor. That's it. These three choices only, nothing else. I'm stereotyping, I know, okay, but your parents have that choice for you, but you yourself need to discover for yourself what you want to do, because it is something that you're going to do for quite a long time in your life. So it needs to be something that you're passionate. So put some thought, spend some time thinking about what is it that I want to pursue? What is it that I'm interested in? Look at Yongshun's story. He was a science student. Then he found himself interested in coding because that opens up a new door for him to come up with an app. He had a business mind at that time. And then he went on to do accountancy, because accountancy is linked to business. So you have to have that level of maturity now to think for yourself, how is it that apa yang saya buat sekarang ni akan menyumbang kepada masa depan saya. Don't go blindly and ikut sajalah apa kawan buat. All my friends are taking BM, so I ambil sajalah BM. All my friends are in the science stream, I take lah science stream. If you're in the science stream and you find that you cannot, science stream is just difficult, maths is a torture, then perhaps you might want to think of switching to science social. When I was in Form 4, Form 5, I did science stream. I will be very honest with you. Every month, I would fail my ad maths. And I will also beg my teacher, 2 markah boleh. Bagi saya lulus lah. Nampak biru on my report card looks better, right? I would beg my teacher. And usually, teachers are kind. We are very kind people. We will give 2 marks, we will give. So every month, I used to do that. But in the end, I got credit my ad maths, okay? So anything you do in numbers, ad maths, chemistry, physics, I was weak in those subjects. And when I went to Form 6, I was offered science stream again. I knew that if I had stayed in science stream, I would have wasted my entire Form 6, because I would have come out from Form 6 gagal semua mungkin kecuali pengajian am. That would be the only thing pass. Maths, I will fail. Chemistry, I will fail. Physics, I will fail. Bio, maybe I will pass because I like biology. So I made the conscious decision then to switch to art stream, and I did okay lah. Not to say terror sangat. Pengajian am A, don't pengajian am teacher, please take note. A dalam pengajian am. But again, pengajian am those days and pengajian am today is different. Sometimes I fail to understand. I ask my pengajian am students, hey, how can you fail pengajian am? I thought it was doable. Pasal saya buat pengajian am dulu tu, nampak dia senang kan? Because if I'm a very mediocre student. If I can get an A, I'm sure y'all bright students of today's generation can get an A. But they've told me that pengajian am today, it's sangat lain daripada pengajian am yang dulu-dulu. So what was I saying? See, I've lost track of what I was saying. Real education is seen in your behavior. So it's what you do every day, the decisions that you make to study or not to study, the decisions that you make in treating the people around you. Yongshun, I think his closing was that be kind to people, be truthful with what you are doing, because those are important values that will take you through life. And also in your workplace, integrity is sadly lacking in our country. Don't let us read about lack of integrity in one of you. I don't want to see you in the newspapers because of that. So have those values, values that your parents brought you up with. hold on to these values, and those values will take you far in life. All right. What else do I want to say about this? Another thing about behavior and what the world expects of you. Oh, I can hear heavy rain outside. What the world expects of you is people expect you to do your job. Okay. What you're supposed to do as a student, what homework to, what? Don't expect the teacher, oh, pandainya budak ni, or tanya Syafiq kerana telah menghabiskan. That shouldn't be your reward, you know. The reward in doing something, the reward of a job well done is the job well done. It is not a pat on the shoulder. And I think perhaps we, as we're 18 already, we need to move away from the mentality of expecting to be rewarded for things that we do. And you may live in a family where your parents reward you for good results. Mom, if I get A's in SPM, 1A, 2, then you give a value. 1A tu RM10, or in some families I know, 1A tu RM100, so you see how many A's you get. Okay. Now that you are adults, you're 18, know that the reward of a job well done should be that job well done. When you get straight A's, when you do well in the exam, when you do well in the workplace, that is the reward itself. It's not from anyone else. It is a satisfaction that I have done well. I've done good. I have put in my best, and this is what transpired. Okay, so don't expect to be rewarded, because the real world, in the working world especially, most of the time, a lot of your work goes unnoticed because it's your job. If you keep thinking that someone is going to reward you, I think you end up getting very disappointed in yourself. Be ready for the real world. Be realistic with yourself of what the world is like. Okay, so the reward of a job well done is that job well done. Dulu, I remember when I was teaching in a mainstream Perdana in Taman C, musim project pendidikan moral, right? You had to do that. Those not doing agama, you had to come up with photos and the project moral. And I would have student, teacher, can I sweep the floor for you? Then I knew this one got udang this pale batu, right? You're not, I've never seen you volunteer to sweep the floor, wipe the windows, why tiba-tiba you want to sweep the floor? Then they'll sweep the floor. Teacher, can we put this in our project moral? I think it defeats the purpose of that project moral, right? If you're doing something for the sake of that reward at the end of the day. Okay? Sama seperti di college tingkatan 6. If I sometimes ask my class for help, kids, can you help me? I need to arrange the hall for exam purposes, and you will, UIA, get ready, because I'm in charge of exam. We will have a lot of menyusun major di Dewan with me. So if I ask for help and you help me, and you don't expect a reward at the end of the day, I will reward you. But if you have that mentality, and I've heard this many times, cikgu, boleh dapat markah koko ke kalau saya buat ni? Cikgu, can you, what can I get out of it? I've had one button. What can I get out of it for helping you? Wow, I felt like slapping him in his face, man. It's not what you can get out of it. It's what you can do for another person. And if people ask you for help, help willingly without expecting that reward. And if reward comes your way, it's a blessing. It's that icing on top of the cake. But I think that mentality of being rewarded needs to change. You are doing things, you are studying for yourself. You're not studying for your mother. You are definitely not studying for your teachers. Because as teachers, every year we get a new batch of students. It is our job, it's our responsibility to teach. So you are studying, you are doing well for yourself. That's it. So that is your reward. It is not it's not a monetary reward. Dari segi RM1, 1A, 100 ringgit, or no, if I do well the exam, can I get a PS now? It's PS what? PS5? Can I get a PS5 if I do well exam? No. Kalau you get Yeah, be thankful for that. But learn to do things because it is your responsibility to do. It is your job to do it. It is good to do it. I give you another story. I have another 15 minutes with you. We had one of the, I think last year or 2 years ago, one of the boys, Ken, his name, and every morning without fail, he would walk around school. I would come in about 6:50, 7 o'clock. So in the early part of the year, it's still dark. He will walk around the corridors and he will switch off all the lights because by 7 it's quite bright. You don't need the lights on. You don't need to waste. And he would do that. No one asked him to do it. He would do it every day without fail. And he never ever go up to any teacher, I have done this. Can I put it under project co-curriculum? Tanya Encik Rosli, boleh tak letak project co-curriculum? Ada sumbangan kan? Never. Quietly, unassumingly, he did it every day in his Form 6 life. Real education is seen in your behavior. That, for me, is a boy who is successful. That, for me, is a boy who is good. That, for me, is a boy who, it reflects how you're brought up, and it reflects what is inside you. That is a good example. So always remember, real education is seen in your behavior. Next slide, Nadia. Education, Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And Form 6 is an opportunity for you to learn to develop, if you have not already developed your thinking skills. And how important is this in the real world? It is crucial that you have thinking skills in the real world. When you talk to people in the working industries, in whatever, in the corporate sector, when I talk to my husband, and he will tell me, "Ayo, my goodness, I have workers. They do their work, they can. You give them work to do, you can. But the moment you have an extra problem cropping in, cannot really. They cannot think. Or they can do their work, what they are trained in. But the moment another problem crops in from outside their circle, they cannot see it. They are close-minded. They only know how to handle this. Because they don't know how to think. They don't know how to solve problems. If you don't know how to think, you cannot solve problems. So how do we develop these thinking skills? Reading is underrated. I think I cannot stress how important it is to read. For your pengajian arm, you need to read. For Muet, you need to read. Because when you read, you develop ideas and thoughts. You see what other people are thinking. And then you question. You need to question. Don't just read like watching TV, idiot box like that. Question what is happening around you. Why is this happening? And why is it like this? In Malaysia, in Malaysia, you have so many things to think about. There's things happening every day on television, the newspapers. Ask questions. Why is this so? Is this right? Is this wrong? Develop that thinking skill of yours. Don't just wait for class opportunities, because sometimes in the class, there's so many of you that there's not enough time for you to fully develop this, and it has to be an initiative on your own part to develop these thinking skills. One of our ex-students, I think this was 5 years ago, Form 6, we were still in Taman C. He was a straight A student also, 4 A's, Weng Lun, his name. In school, I never used to see him sit down and study in between lessons. When the teachers don't come, I've never seen him sit and study. So when I asked him, you're such a bright student, every semester you get a string of A's. What is it that you do? He says, teacher, in school, I don't study. I talk to my friends. I find out what they're doing, what they're thinking. We talk about issues. And at home, I study. When I'm stressed with my studies, I will take my car and I will drive around PJ, he says, and I will look around at things around and I'll ask, why is this like this? Why is this man under the bridge? Why is this low-cost flats so crowded, not painted? Why is it so dirty? Why do we have another shopping mall coming up? He will drive around and he will ask questions. Today, I believe he is very critical in his thinking. And that critical skill comes from you asking questions. You being critical, and you want to score your band 5 plus in your MOET, you must have this critical skill. You must have this thinking. You cannot be just giving answers that are very surface level. You need to dig underneath like an onion. You kupas bawang tu. Look for the inside. What is the core? What are the core issues? The more you are able to show maturity in your ideas, the higher you will score as a MOET candidate. That's just MOET. But I'm linking this because this is far more important in life, not just exam. Really, today's talk is not just about exams. Today's talk is how can we be successful in many ways. It's based on the choices that we make. All right, one next slide, Nadia. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what has learned in school. You ask me, what did I learn in school? What was maths all about? dx over dy. I think I barely remember my maths teacher, Puan Asma here, and Nadia is going to scream at me, what dx over dy? I don't think there's such an equation anyway. I can't remember what I learned in school. I can't remember my chemistry or my physics or BM. I learned teks sastra yang mana, or sejarah Melayu that I learned, or geography I can't remember. But, and you may ask me, for what, teacher? Why do I need to learn all these facts about maths equation? Why? Kenapa saya kena hafal nama khalifah dalam sejarah Melayu? That's what I did. Kenapa saya kena hafal ini? Kenapa saya kena hafal tu? Saya tak akan guna semua ni dalam dunia sebenar. I will not use maths. I will never see another maths equation for the rest of my life, probably. I don't even have to learn how to count 5 plus 5 actually, because I have a calculator. So what is the use of education? Education is what remains after one has forgotten. So I will tell you that what school has taught me, what education in school has taught me is this, skills of inquiring things, of learning things, of finding information, of asking questions. What I learned in school, what education in school has taught me is leadership skills, soft skills. The fact that Cikgu Aswa kata Puan Dori ni pandai cakap, I was not born like this, pandai cakap. It's what opportunities, my education in school. I grew up in Taiping. I was in from standard 1 to form 5 in convent, and then in St. George's Institution. That education gave me a lot of chances to develop myself. Those are the things that I take with me until today. It is not at maths. It is not fakta-fakta sejarah. But you need that. Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't come out with this and say, cikgu Doreen kata, tak payah hafal lah, tak penting. Just belajar saja, learn skills. Leadership skills is important. Soft skills important tu cukup. No, don't get me wrong. You need to do that now. Now you have to hafal. You got no choice, just hafal. Okay? Suck it up, do it. Get through it because it's worth it. Along the way, develop yourself. When you work hard and when you look at information and when you read and when you analyze questions, those are skills. Analytical skills are skills that you will apply in the job market later on in life. Looking for information, researching information are skills that you will use in your workplace. So what you learn in school, what remains with you would be these skills, and these skills are crucial, very, very important for the rest of your life, not just work. I would think even as a parent that you'll probably be next time, as a father, as a mother, how are you going to deal with your children? Some leadership skills would be good. Okay, one last slide. Nadia, sorry. The greatest teacher of failure is Yoda says. Yoda is from Star Wars. If you have not watched Star Wars, you cannot be my friend, okay? You must, homework, go and watch Star Wars and watch the earlier Star Wars. That's far more interesting, where you have the very handsome Harrison Ford, where Luke Skywalker was still young, not the old Luke Skywalker. So watch that. You will learn a lot from Star Wars. Yoda says, the greatest teacher failure is. Yoda always talks the balik. And yes, you may fail, you will fail. I failed my admits, I failed my econs many times. But when we fail, we learn. When we fail, we look at our failure and we learn that, hey, this is my weakness. This is my strength. Okay, I'll work on my strength. My weakness, I need to overcome this. How can I overcome this weakness? Okay, so don't think of a failure as the end of the road. If every assignment that the teacher gives you, if every piece of homework or every exercise the teacher gives you, you already know all the answers. Okay, I'll give you an example of my Muay class. Sorry, I only have examples of Muay class. Idioms, peribahasa, and I've given this to my class. Then they complain, teacher, so difficult lah. We don't know the answers. Then that my answer to that is, that's good. It's good that you don't know the answer, because if you don't know the answer, then you're going to learn something today. If you already know the answer, then you're not learning anything new today. Correct? So if something is difficult, then you find that you're going to learn something probably in overcoming that. But if everything is easy peasy, lemon squeezy, then the lessons that come along may not be so impactful, may not be so powerful. Okay, so don't be afraid of failure, and don't be stressed up or be over anxious or overthink things like this. It is part of life. No one sails through life scoring straight A's in everything. Along the way, you may have failures, you may have disappointments. A boy may break your heart, a girl may break your heart. Okay, what did I tell you? As 18, you have that mental ability to make decisions. So if a boy breaks your heart, cry over it for a week, take a deep breath, move on. Have that strength. How do you draw that strength? Strength comes from many places. Strength can come from a friend, the support around you. And I think that the panelists earlier talked about how relationships are important. It's so important to have a strong bond with your friends because they support you. So how does strength come from? Strength can also come from the family around you. Not all of us have perfect families. My father was very strict. His sense of support was, you study. My time was before the dawning of handphones. We only had a house phone at home. So study time was about usually 8 to 10 at night. I would study, and if the phone rings, my father answers the phone. Know what he'll say? Doreen busy, tap. That's it. That's how strict my father is. No such thing as chit-chatting, my friend. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, so I was talking about support from family. So support may come from your family in different ways. I think at that time I couldn't answer you. My father is so strict. I used to complain. But today I understand why he did what he did. Another thing about handphones, I know I've got 2 minutes left with you only. Hold on. Just give me some time. Handphones is the bane of all your problems, really. Handphones, all of you, I think your major obstacle, the biggest bull charging at you is your handphone. So let me give you a suggestion. This was offered to me by one of your students, one of your straight A students, 4 A's. He said, teacher, when I study, I take my handphone, I put it in another room. Then I sit and I study for 1 hour. Okay, uninterrupted. Because you and I know, if you have your phone in front of you, the moment, ding, you are weak. We are all weak as human beings. We will definitely want to look. We want to look, then we want to reply. One reply leads to another, ha, hoo, one emoticon, one smiley face, and then half an hour would have gone by. Then, something, TikTok appears, and then 1 hour would have gone by with your phone. Okay? So, he says, put it in another room. That way, you study for 1 hour and then reward yourself. Take 10 minutes, go to your beloved phone, go and reply whatever urgent messages. I don't think we have urgent messages. But if you are dying to see that TikTok video, go and see during the 10 minutes. Go and see that TikTok video then. See, put the emoticon, whatever, smiley face, come back another hour. Leave the phone there, come back another hour. After the second hour, give yourself another 10 minutes. And I think we need to do that because that phone is like a magnet for hours of drawing you and sucking you into its world. So put it in another room, give it to your brother to hold, put it in the fridge, I don't care, but don't put it in front of you. Trust me, in a 1 hour, there will not be any emergency calls. If they cannot get you, if it's really emergency, you probably call your brother or your mother or your father, that's it. Okay, other than that, it's not an emergency. So do that. This is coming from a student who has done well in SPM. Don't let that handphone be that major. Even in class, you're lucky that you can bring the handphone to school. Silent it, put it deep into the desk. Don't take it out until class is over. Class over, take it out, fine. Have your 5 minutes with your best friend. Then carry on. Okay? All right? Okay, so last slide. I'm choked. I take 5 minutes. So take the bull by the horns. Are you ready? Are you ready to take the bull by the horns? This is a rhetorical question. I'm not expecting an answer from you. Yes, I'm ready. No, I don't care. Because you have to be ready. Mind over matter. Will yourself to be ready. Will yourself to know that, hey, hello, 1.5 years ahead. It's going to be bloody tough. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be full of challenges. The bull is going to come over and over again. And I'm this small little fry in front. But, okay, think of that fearless girl. Hands on the hips. Face that. Find ways of challenge. Because the end result is worth it. No one has ever finished Form 6 and done well and gone to university and said, I regret doing Form 6 lah. I should have just wasted my time. I should have just gotten married instead or whatever. No one has ever regretted that chance to be in Form 6. So, okay, that's 1 hour from me. So, I invite you, no need, Nadia, no need, go stand, Nadia. That one, no need. Okay. I challenge you, because it is a challenge. I challenge you to be serious in the next 1.5 hours, to have fun while being serious at your responsibility as a student, to have fun, to learn skills, to make friends, lifelong friends, to take part, to immerse yourself in co-curricular activities. I don't even have time to talk to you about why is it important, co-curricular activities, but to do all that and to do well, not straight A's. I'm not expecting straight A's. I'm not talking about straight A's at all. To do well so that when you come out, it's something that you yourself are proud of, and that results will take you to the next step. So I wish you all the best in the next 1.5 years. I hope you enjoy this experience. I definitely enjoyed my Form 6. My father said I enjoyed my Form 6 too much, so I didn't do as well as I should have. He would sometimes comment, you are forever in school, and the house is like a hotel. You just come in, come out. I did. I enjoyed my Form 6 tremendously. So I wish that you would have that same experience that I have. All right. I don't think there are any questions, right? Is there anyone dying to ask me a question? None. No one's dying to. If you have, when we come back to school in September, hopefully, please feel free to talk to me, to talk to any of the teachers. We are friendly. We are approachable, and we've gone through what you've gone through as well. Probably in another time, if you want more current examples, talk to younger teachers. Old teachers like me will have zaman-zaman dulu punya cerita. Okay. So all the best once again. And don't go yet. Your next slot, okay? Your next slot for today is at 2:30, and you will listen to Puan Hanim at 2:30. So meanwhile, have a good Friday and enjoy your lunch. See you later. Bye.